we will have exclusive speaker, Mr. Praful, and I will be in conversation with him. And later on, we'll be taking questions. I'll tell you my philosophy of spaces that I conduct, in which I invite a guest. My idea is to give you the belief and the confidence that only having larger number of followers doesn't make someone very good at the subject matter or make a very good trader. Earlier, when I had 200 followers, if I would have said that, like 1 year back, I had 200 followers. If I would have said that, it would have ऐसा लगता है ना, हिंदी में बोलते हैं अंगूर खट्टे हैं. But now I'm reaching 5,000, 50,000 followers, so I can tell you that Twitter is filled with people who are having 500,000, 2,000, 3,000 followers, and they are like fountainhead of knowledge in various subjects, not in one subject. Today we'll see that Praful has like superior command on so many different subjects, right? So my idea of conducting spaces and to invite people whom you might not have seen, because we all end up making this mistake of following only popular handles. Okay, so as Amod is also there with us. Yesterday we had a fantastic session, and so many people came into my DM asking for recording and asking for whatnot. So today, yeah. So in another 1 minute we'll start. That's the idea of the spaces that I conduct. That to provide value to you, which is normally not available on any other similar interview or podcast. So starting with Praful now, we'll start without any delay. Uh, First of all, Praful, like your DP is like no one can miss it, right? It's such a awe-inducing DP, right? So is it like taken few years back, or is it like your best shape, or like tell us more about your DP?
Hi Anand, I hope I'm audible and hi everyone. So the thing is, I don't think my physique is something like really or something. It's just like slightly above average, and I stay in this shape for almost all throughout the year. I don't have like it's this is my best shape or something because I pretty much stick to the basics and I don't have this fancy diet or something. I eat pretty much everything. It's just that I stick to the basics and I'm pretty consistent at what I do. So
I mean, it is pretty amazing that all the guests that I invite, they are so grounded, so humble. It's like, Abraham Lincoln sincerity is there. You're not above average, dude. You are like you are like Salman Khan kind of you are like what, Sonu Sood kind of a physique. It's like best in the country, right? How tall are you?
I'm six dot.
Oh fuck, man. You're 6 feet and you have this physique and you're saying above average. So what? I am like below the ocean. Okay. So, like, are you a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian?
I'm purely vegetarian. I mean, I do eat eggs, but I don't know because eggs is like in the gray area. What do you think? Like, eggs is vegetarian or non-vegetarian?
I mean, we can talk about it. There will be like 1 hour we'll be spending on eggs only. And if I have to give you my view, you'll have to put it on mute because a lot of static is coming. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I have to give you my view about egg is as vegetarian as milk, because egg that we eat is not non-fertilized, right?
Exactly.
I mean, the murgi doesn't get to do sex, and then that's like it comes out any which way, like just like milk. So I mean, milk is more cruel in that sense that to produce milk, a cow has to be pregnant and has to deliver a baby, and then she can produce milk only for a few months, right? And then they force another pregnancy just to get milk, and so on. It's a big industry, right? So without, I mean, me being a non-vegetarian, so I don't get into that moral argument. But definitely, egg that we eat, non-fertilized egg, the one which you crack open and it doesn't have a dot, that is definitely more vegetarian than milk or any other milk produced. So, like, what is a typical diet in a day?
I don't have a typical diet. If there is one thing which is consistent, that's my breakfast. I eat around 6 whole eggs in the morning and half a liter curd and then one dark chocolate. That's my breakfast. I think I've been doing it for the.
I think we lost him. Wow, I mean, dark chocolate as a breakfast and 6 eggs, and wow, that's like that'll be like I'll get so fat if I have that kind of breakfast. So yeah, you're saying like one full dark chocolate you have for breakfast. The Cadbury's dark chocolate or something like that.
Yeah, I mean the dark chocolate, 75% dark chocolate I have for breakfast. Not one full, it's half a dark chocolate and 6 whole eggs and half a liter curd.
Like every single day you have this breakfast?
Yeah, every single day, pretty much the same thing. I mean, there will be days like when I don't feel like. Sometimes I go eat something else, but 99% of the days, this is what I eat. And
like
एंड आफ्टरनून नॉर्मल घर पे जो बनता है चपाती सब्जी राइस दाल रात को भी सेम चपाती सब्जी राइस दाल एंड सोने के पहले आधा लीटर दूध.
Wow. So when do you work out?
I work out somewhere between 5 to 6, 5 to 6:30.
In the morning?
No, in the evening. I'm not a morning person. I wake up at 8:30.
Wow. One question I ask all the young participants on my spaces. Again, static is coming. So I asked all my do you have a girlfriend?
Currently, no.
Currently, no. So that's like currently has like a lot of tinge of heartbreak.
I mean, everyone, we all go through all the stuff, right? So that's all the part and parcel of life. So yes, a few.
Yeah, I mean that's like a lot of heartbreak I can hear in the background. And so like, how old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Okay, wow, pretty young. So you have written on your like bio that you were working for government and then you quit your job. So like take us from like as back as we can go, like probably your engineering days, like how your thought process got built up about a career and how it got changed and so on.
I used to be good at academics. I mean, I had my decent, like double-digit pre-medical rank, and I had done well in my, JE exams and all that. So I got selected to National Institute of Technology, NITK Surathkal, and from there I was placed in this central PSU, and I was posted in a city called Belgaum, and in the petroleum sector. And after 3.5 years of working, and that's when I started slightly hearing about trading and started dabbling with the market in the markets and all that. And then one fine day I decided, okay, I'll just get into trading. But when people hear that, okay, तुमने सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जॉब हाई पेइंग सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जॉब छोड़ के तुमने ट्रेडिंग किया है तो काफी डेरिंग है. But I don't think it's that, because like though yes it was some amount of risk that I took, but it was kind of calculated, because I was not a person like who came to trading with like 1 lakh or 2 lakh saying that हाँ मैं ये 2 lakh को use करके मैं करोड़ों रुपए बना दूंगा. No, I am a realist, and I had a decent chunk of savings, and then whatever the basic things you call the house, the car, and all that, everything was bought. And then the most important thing is I didn't have any debt. I had no EMIs to pay, and I didn't have any family responsibilities. So and another important thing is I was completely in agreement with the downside. So ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, मेरा पूरा सेविंग्स खत्म हो जाएंगे एंड वापस फिर से जॉब ही तो जाना है. So since I had completely accepted the downside, I was like, okay, let's give it a shot.
So, but in PSUs, like you could have taken a long study leave or a long holiday to try it, right?
The thing is, I was feeling that वो जो जोश रहता ना वो खत्म हो गया था. I mean, it was kind of pretty stagnant. So उसमें मजा नहीं आ रहा था, to be honest. So anyway, I was planning to go do an MBA or something, and then switch the job or something, and then trading caught my eye, and then why not try this?
Like who introduced you to trading?
One of my colleagues. So he was not actually a trader, but he was an investor. So he used to invest in all these penny stocks. But he had a great acumen in picking these good companies. He was really good at reading the fundamentals. And then once I asked him like, what are you doing? What is this app? This is like Zerodha. यहाँ पे आप stocks buy कर सकते हैं and all that. And then I installed Zerodha, and the first thing I bought was like OTM call option.
Like why? Because it was more thrilling, or you did some of your own study?
Yes. I mean, see, to be honest, I'm not very proud of it, but I do have some amount of gambling tendencies. And since I was posted in Belgaum, which was just a couple of hours from Goa, I used to be a regular visitor to the casinos. So I think every fortnight at least once in a fortnight, I used to be visiting the casinos and playing there and all that. So I used to have this gambling tendencies, and when it comes to market, I was like, okay, so this has something to do with probabilities and stuff like that, and that actually pulled me.
So, like, which casino in Goa you used to visit?
I used to go because I used to finish my job Friday खत्म करके मुझे जाना पड़ता था तो I used to I needed to have a room so chances करके एक land casino है
Wow.
so
So,
that
like, you were playing some sophisticated blackjack or slot machine in roulette?
no I used to play roulette. I used to play roulette and sometimes blackjack.
So, like, did you win?
I mean, I implemented like all sorts of strategies, but once you start like overplaying, even those strategies, I mean, all the strategies do have the negative expectancy. So,
So, like, in roulette, what kind of strategy you played?
uh, pretty much like martingale, some what do you call, some modified version of martingale.
Okay, okay.
I used
So
to
you must
start
have
small.
lost big.
Not really. I mean, I lost big and I made big, and so pretty much like break even बोल सकते हैं.
Okay, and obviously blackjack is a complex game, so there you would have applied all your brains,
But nothing worked out.
right? So, like, did you tell your parents or other people that you're going to Goa just to play in casino and all?
Sometimes yes. I never used to tell them every time, but sometimes when they asked, like I never lied.
Okay, okay, great. And when you like, I also wanted to quit my job at some point of time. So there was a lot of resistance from my parents and from everybody who was a well-wisher that don't quit your job, high-paying job or well-paying job and so on, regular job, regular income. So you wanted to quit a PSU job, so there would have been like a storm at your house, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Of course. I mean, there was a plethora of advice starting from the relatives, my own friends, family, everyone. Everyone said that, bro, this is a blunder. And the thing is, I was quitting to do something which people consider gambling. So of course, like people definitely advised against this. But then I tried explaining ki what is the worst that could happen. But they, I mean, as parents and as elders and as someone who cares for me, they never listen to that. But finally, मैं जाके यही बोला. So assume that your son is unemployed for the next 2 years, and assume that he's just like chilling his life. Okay, 2 साल के बाद मैं पूरा पैसे खाली करके मैं आने वाला हूँ. And after that, I'll again go back to the job. Is it okay? Then once I gave them the worst possible scenario, they're like, okay, इसको तो क्या बोल ही सकते हैं अभी अभी तो क्या बोल सकता है.
So this happened in which year?
It happened in 2019.
Okay, so almost like 2 years back. So you have completed 2 years now.
Yes, slightly. Yes, 2 years. Yes.
Yeah. So like this entire trading world is such a big world where people are doing quant, people are doing technical analysis, fundamental analysis, intraday, 5 minute, 1 hour. So how did you like decide to zero in and figure it out what is going to be your niche or area where you are going to trade?
So the thing is, as a newbie, I took pride in calling the market's direction. So obviously, I started with the directional bets, either in long options or futures trading. And one thing which I was good at is I was very quick in cutting the losses. Though I was not able to hold my winners, I was able to cut my losses. And I also knew that okay, I don't have any additional source of income. I need to protect my capital as much as possible. And even I knew that okay, if I'm afloat for next 1 year, that would buy me a lot of time and that would buy me a lot of learning curve. So पहले तो ऐसे start हो गया, and after that, okay, I used to win, I used to lose, and I never used to hold my winners more than 1:1. So because of that, I used to break even, but post charges I used to be down. And then after 3 months or 4 months, and even when I started interacting with people, and they used to ask me how's trading going on and all that, and then I had kind of when you are an overachiever in your life, your ego starts to dominate, and then I'm like, okay, bro, I have to shut these people out. And then I'm like, okay, अभी consistency लाने के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं? So I should stop, thinking about hitting the home runs, and I should start focusing on, getting small, consistent wins, which probably have a 90, 95% or 80%, win rate systems. So that is when I started to do option selling on positional basis, non-directional option selling, positional basis, and that started to work out really well. After some time, yes, it started to be a pain because of the gaps and all that. And then I thought, okay, I have found something which sits with my psychology. Okay, I'm able to hold on to my trades much better. I'm in control. So now the only thing which is out of my control is the gaps. How do I handle it? So then, of course, hedging was one option, but with tighter hedging, you'll also give up your profits. And at that point, I didn't have any money management rules or something. So that's when I thought, okay, what if I replicate the same thing on an intraday basis? That's when I dabbled again and I explored and I read some stuff and all that. And then I saw that, okay, there is something called straddle, intraday straddles. But I didn't buy the idea that okay, एक side पे stop loss लगाओ, दूसरा side को trail करते चलो. I didn't buy that idea. So how I started trading the straddles is my version of straddle was I used to take a straddle. I used to mark the basic support and resistance level, and I used to hold on to that particular straddle as long as that support and resistance is not breached. Once that support or resistance got breached, I used to shift the straddle entirely. So I used to do that, and it used to work beautifully. But again, after that, the premium started to drop, and the premiums didn't justify the kind of volatility the market had, and also the MTM swings were getting, like, a little annoying. That is when I thought, okay, what if? And the most important thing why I switched from straddles to strangles is the charges. I mean, you're shorting the options which are 150, 200, 250 rupees at times. So the charges, the exchange transaction charges and all that, they used to mount a lot. Sometimes I used to pay north of 35, 40% of my profits as charges. And I mean, when it comes to, and with adjustments, you place a lot of orders, you punch a lot of orders, and you end up paying a lot of charges. So that's when, okay, what if I go one strike OTM? And then after that, what if I go two strikes OTM? What if I go this? And then once I found my sweet spot, I'm like, okay, with this, I'm able to control my MTM swings. I'm able to navigate through different market movements. I'm able to adjust to the delta. And even I'm able to adjust for the IV spikes as well. And then I thought, okay, what if I sprinkle my risk across two strikes? So I started doing like part strangles. For example, let's say market is at 18,000. I have an 18,300 and 17,700 strangle and an 18,400 and a 17,600 part strangle. So that way the adjustments and all that, it became much easier. And this system started to make a lot of sense to me. So that's how like I've zeroed in on the current strategy. And as of now, it's going pretty well. I mean, I'm doing okay, I guess.
So what you are telling, this is like what you have ended up doing is a very sophisticated level of doing trading, especially on the selling side. But when you started and you said you started with option buying and you started with futures, so and you didn't have much idea about position sizing, right? So like how much you were betting on each trade? Was it random? Why I'm asking this question is a lot of new guys who are listening to it, they might be facing similar problem. So without having exact idea of position sizing, how you were losing very little and how you were managing to stay afloat initial days?
Okay, I knew that. Okay, so I had this calculation. Okay, मेरे पास इतना savings है. Let's say my burnout rate is very minimum. Okay, if I'm able to, let's say like I lose consistently so much per month. Let's say मेरे पास 20 lakh है. So let's say I lose 1 lakh every month. Let's call it the tuition fee to the market. So I'll be able to sustain 20 months. So in any case, I should not be willing to lose more than 1 lakh per month. So in that case, what is the maximum amount I can lose in a particular trade? So that was my kind of, position sizing. तो मेरे savings के ऊपर मेरा position size depend करता था.
Yeah, I mean that's like pretty intuitive to begin with, and very conservative as well. That is one mistake a lot of people do, that they start with huge position size and they end up having bigger MTM than they can handle initially only. So did you come across any literature initially, or you are very active on YouTube? So I believe you must be going through YouTube videos as well. So like how was your learning initially? Did you go for any paid webinar, and how was your experience?
Anand bhai, till now, I haven't paid even a single rupee to attend any webinar or seminar or something. So everything, whatever I've learned, I've read a lot of books. I've gone through all the free stuff that's available on YouTube. And I think that's the extent to it. I mean, see, most of the things, whatever I've learned, it's to just eliminate कि हाँ ये मेरे psychology के साथ नहीं बैठ रहा है, ये मेरे trading rules के साथ नहीं बैठ रहा है, ये मेरे mark to market management के साथ नहीं बैठ रहा है. So whatever I've learned, so 90% is basically you end up eliminating 90% of the stuff.
And you read a lot of books. So which were those
Yes.
books? If you can highlight one or two books which really added to your knowledge.
The first book which got me started into option selling is Time is Money. Okay, which is a very simple book where they explain how actually, option selling is just like the business model. And then there is another a book called Option Sellers Hedge Fund. Option Traders Hedge Fund or Option Sellers Hedge Fund, I don't remember. That was the book. And of course, the all the classics, basically, how to day trade for a living by Elder Alexander and Andrew Aziz, and all those basic books.
So once you then decided zeroed on this that you are going to do option selling, and that too like this one you started 2 years back, or there was some time gap after that? There's this strangle selling.
The strangle selling I started, I think it's been more than a year now.
Okay.
I think yeah, it's been more than a year if I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong.
And when you started doing strangle selling, so were you using leverage as well, or you are not using too much leverage?
No, I never used too much leverage because again, like I was more into as you said, very conservative. Whenever I open the trade, the first question I always ask myself is how much can I lose in this position. So if I'm comfortable with that, only then I'll open that trade. If that loss makes me uncomfortable, if that loss makes me do something stupid, then I would definitely go with a smaller position size.
Okay. So like after September, the entire leverage thing goes away. A lot of strangle and straddle sellers, they are having lower returns now. So did you witness any of that phenomena?
I have constantly I've constantly tweaked the system, and currently with the hedges, before what used to happen is we never used to pay for the hedges, right? So now hedges itself has become a quite a noticeable chunk of the charges. I mean, it goes unnoticed because it doesn't come in your charges tab when your broker gives your ledger, but you must have paid a quite an amount because every week when I try to make around 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 lakhs on every expiry, I'll end up paying somewhere around 20 to 25K just for hedges. So had there been the leverage, I would be generating the same return, but I wouldn't have spent so much on hedges. So yes, the returns have definitely gone down, but again, returns is the function of risk, right? So अगर position गलत जाता है, तो if I'm oversized, then I would have taken a proportionate loss as well.
Yeah, and so like September or November or even in January, we saw a lot of spikes. Unwanted. You are trading Nifty only. You're not trading Bank Nifty.
No, I don't trade Bank Nifty.
So why like this is also very very I would say astute move, that very fine move I would say. Was it after a lot of consideration, because everybody on the planet is right now trading Bank Nifty. Very few people are saying that I will trade only Nifty. So it's like not enjoying present day music and enjoying classical rock. So what made you trade only Nifty?
I mean, I did listen to current day music, but I thought that okay, classical music is what suits me. So I did trade straddles in Bank Nifty, but after seeing the MTM fluctuations, because as discretionary traders, we stick to the screen at least 3 to 4 hours a day, and we go through that MTM fluctuations. We go through all those emotions, and when I saw that, okay, bro, like having to go through this roller coaster of emotions, it's not good. So what can give me a stable, consistent return without much of the MTM fluctuations? So where can I, which is the instrument where I can just have a laid back, relaxed approach? Then I thought, okay, Nifty, the liquidity is good, the slippages will be less, the spikes are less, and even if the index get manipulated, I mean, if the index gets managed, then probably Bank Nifty will be, moving violently, but Nifty will be managed somehow. But recently, even Nifty is kind of, giving a lot of spikes here and there, but I think it's still manageable.
But I mean, there's a popular saying in Twitter that Bank Nifty premiums are overpriced in the sense that you will get far greater annualized returns for the same risk than what you will get on Nifty.
No. Yes, the annualized returns are higher, but the risk is proportionate. The drawdown is proportionate, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. So drawdown to the gain will be similar.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Right. And so after the leverage was gone, you did not try to reinvent the wheel or try to find out new strategies or do something new with your capital?
What one thing I've done is I've started playing expiries aggressively, where every expiry I try to aim for 3%. Whenever it works out, I end up making 2.5% but whenever it doesn't work out, I come out cost to cost. So I think in the last 60 plus expiries, there's only one expiry where I made around 1,000 rupees loss. I mean, you can call it break even, but apart from that, I've come out in green in the last 60 plus expiries.
How much is your capital, if I may ask?
Currently, it's somewhere around 80 lakhs in my main account, and I have some other accounts which I use for algo R&D.
Okay, so 80 lakhs account and you are trading expiry and you're getting 2 to 1. I mean, it sounds very unbelievable. Like, what do you do on expiry?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I try to move with the markets. I don't go directional at any point of time. I always have the call leg as well as the put leg. I try to go with the markets. And just with some hints of price action, I make the strangle slightly directional, mild direction. For example, let's say I'm bullish. So let's say I sell a put option which is worth 20 rupees and I sell a call option which is worth somewhere around 14 rupees or something. That's the extent of directional bias I'll put into my strangle, and that's it.
So you will have a delta in your strangle.
Slight,
Delta
very
as per your directional bias.
very minute, very minute.
Okay, but off the market was brutal, and some of the expiries, if I remember correctly, in November and all, it was like completely directional. So how do you manage to come out without any loss if you are selling both call and put?
That's the thing. No, I'm flowing with the market. If market keeps breaching the supports, I'll keep shifting the calls lower and puts lower as well.
Okay, okay.
So
And
that's
like,
the thing.
do you make
the only Anand, by the only what do you call a system in my trading, this thing is the stop loss. So if I reach a certain stop loss level, I come out. That's the only system. Apart from that, everything is discretionary. It's just that I keep flowing with the market. That's it.
Okay, and so basically, let's say you on any typical expiry day, you will keep on selling strangles in a staggered way, or like how do you start the day on expiry?
I build my position within the first 5-6 minutes. That's it. And then
in the first 5-6 minutes you're done with your strangle, and then you're managing the entire day.
Yes. As I said, my strangle is not a single strangle. Like I sell a couple of strikes. For example, as I said, let's say market is at 18,000. I sell 18 on an expiry day. I sell 18 100 call, 150 call, 200 call, and then put option 17,900 put, 850 put, 800 put. So let's say if the market starts coming down, the first threat is to the 17,900 put, right? So I'll manage that. I'll take it away to 17,850. Let's say if the market starts falling down, then I'll move in the call closer. That is the 17,200 call, which would have lost a significant value and which won't have any value at all at this point. Let's say it will be trading at, let's say, 3 rupees or 4 rupees. Then I don't think it's, it's wise to sit on the 4 rupees triangle waiting for it, 4 rupee option waiting for it to decay throughout the day. So I'll shift that 18,200 call to, let's say, 18,100 call. Now the 18,100 call has, let's say, 5:2 ratio पे मतलब वो triangle बन जाता है. So I constantly, flow with the market. If there is a reversal, again I move it back. The idea is I'm trying to sit on a strangle worth around 40 rupees. That is 20 rupees each side. So even if I manage to collect somewhere around 60% of whatever the strangle is worth, let's say out of 40 rupees, even if I collect, let's say 24 rupees or 25 rupees, that translates to somewhere around 2.8 to 3%.
Wow. So like on an average, on a monthly basis, how much you're making all trades put together in percentage?
I put out all my monthly P&L on YouTube. There is a separate playlist there. So I think on an average 6 to 8% is achievable. And December was good for me. December I made somewhere around 10.5%. And Jan also has been okay. It's not that great. I'm up by 4.5% in Jan.
So again, those who had joined from the very beginning, they will get the joke I'm doing now. Basically, just like his physique, he is 6 feet and you can see the physique. He says it is above average. So his PNL is also above average. Right. So another aspect of your life I wanted to touch upon, Praful, that you are very active on YouTube. And one unique thing which I saw when I was doing my YouTube was that you are live streaming your trades and you are putting everything in the public domain, all your trades, how you during market hour, then you're giving weekly PNL video on YouTube about what you did this week, and you're trying to give a commentary on that. So that's a very unique thing which I found. Nowadays, a lot of people are doing, but you were the first one I found on YouTube who was doing it. And I remember, you had your hair open many times after the bath. You used to sit on the terminal and you used to explain how the day went and how difficult it was and so on. So, take us through your YouTube journey. How you decided that you have to be on YouTube, and then it's a very courageous step I would say, to share your trades live, because it puts additional pressure. Now somebody's watching. It's like playing a tennis match in your own court and then playing Wimbledon, right? Everybody's watching and commenting, and a lot of stupid comments also come in the comment box. इसको ऐसे नहीं करना चाहिए था, इसको ऐसे करना चाहिए था, ये ऐसे करके यहाँ से घुमा देता. When people teach Sachin Tendulkar also, ना ये square cut नहीं मारना चाहिए था, इसको hook करके छक्का मारना चाहिए था, right? So how, what was the original thought process of joining YouTube, and how is it going, and what are the challenges you're facing?
So Anand bhai, I knew that to be a successful trader, or to achieve some amount of, to make some amount of profits in trading journal is very essential. But I hated writing and I hated maintaining a journal. Then I thought, okay, what I'll do is I'll record my trades, put it out in the public thing, so that I don't have an excuse. Let's say if I start something, I have to do it. करेक्ट. तो आई वाजंट लाइक ओके मैंने पहले 30 दिन का वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करूंगा, देन एक एक करके अपलोड करूंगा. नहीं, आज का वीडियो मैं आज अपलोड कर दूंगा. तो अगर मैंने एक दिन कर लिया तो कोई तो एक बंदा देखेगा, तो एक बंदा कल आके पूछेगा भाई आज का वीडियो कहाँ है, क्या बड़ा लॉस कर लिया, क्या क्यों अपलोड नहीं किया. तो आई विल बी कंपेल्ड टू मेक अनदर वीडियो. सो दिस वीडियो वाज नॉट मेनली फॉर द पब्लिक, इट वाज मेनली फॉर एज माय ट्रेडिंग जर्नल. And then I thought, okay, people are learning something and people are, kind of resonating with my trading style. Then probably I'll start explaining things in much deeper way, and probably I'll start making some content over the weekend. So that's how it started. And another thing is, yes, whenever I used to take losses and small losses, people used to come. But that has, strengthened my lack of shame and embarrassment muscle. So up to I don't care.
So there also you are exercising your muscles.
You can say that.
By the way, I first spoke to Praful looking at his very, very obvious physique, because I wanted to have a six-pack. I'm 41-year-old now, for those who think like मेरी आवाज से पता नहीं चलता. It looks like I'm a teenager, but I'm 41 now. So I told Praful in DM, maybe I tweeted, and then he came in DM. I said, I want to have six-pack. And this is one of the items on my bucket list. And so he being such a helpful guy, he said, Anand bhai, ekdam pakka possible hai. You just have to train your mind muscles and body will follow. And I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Then we went through entire regime, how it is different when someone at an age of 40 years is trying to jack up his body and so on. So it was fascinating. So everything that you taught me that day, I'm trying to follow it, by the way. It's the second month or maybe 2 months now, and I'm on track. So
that's great.
So going back to so YouTube thing. So how many subscribers you have on YouTube now?
I don't know, somewhere around 28K.
28,000 subscribers you already have. And you started your Twitter pretty late, I believe, because when I saw you for the very first time, you had 1,000 or 1,200 followers on Twitter.
I mean, even now I have like what, like barely 7,000 something. That's it.
Yeah. So like, why did you neglect Twitter so much? You don't value it so much.
First of all, I had never used Twitter. So I think I started actively using Twitter from the last 5 months or something. And then since I was already posting videos and all that, I was just using Twitter to, because there are a lot of amazing people out here on Twitter. And it's just that Twitter for me was just to learn here. That's it. I didn't want to, grow my following or something. And honestly, after some point, you stop caring about what people say or how many followers you have. Like, what do they talk about you? You stop. It becomes immaterial, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so like, how do you see your YouTube shaping up now that you have like you are almost making a one video every day?
As I said, I've stopped trading on Mondays, Fridays, and Tuesday. Even if I trade, I take like very small scalp trades or something. Mostly, I try to trade on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So usually, I trade only 2 days a week. That's my major bread and butter days, Wednesdays and Thursdays, and probably sometimes on Fridays, because Fridays पे जो weekend का DK factor in होता है market hours में, that will be quite helpful, and the premiums are quite decent on Fridays to trade, especially which fits my trading style. So इसलिए whenever I trade, I make the videos.
So when you're saying you're trading mostly on Wednesday and Thursday only, so these are all intraday trades.
Everything is intraday. I don't take anything home.
But you started with positional trades only, right? So why did you stop your positional trade?
The positional trades is the gaps started to become really annoying, and then I started looking at the US markets. I started looking at SGX kya kar raha hai. I don't want to engage with the markets when I'm not in a mood to engage with the markets. I want that choice. अगर मुझे आज ट्रेड नहीं करना है तो मैं नहीं करने वाला हूँ. आज अगर मुझे 10 बजे उठना है तो मार्केट को नहीं देखना है तो मैं 10 बजे उठने वाला हूँ. So I wanted that freedom. And another thing is looking at I mean, it feels good to have control, right? Like if you are in control, you know that, bro, whatever I did, I'm to blame. I'll be completely accountable. When it comes to intraday trade, whatever happens, it's my mistake. And whatever the profits I make, it's market's grace. But let's say in positional, the gaps, they're not in my control. So probably I might start blaming the markets. I might start blaming, let's say, Nirmala Sitharaman ने 4 o'clock पे meeting पे कुछ बोल दिया और कल market ने gap down खुला. Then probably I'll start blaming Nirmala Sitharaman for my losses. I wanted to take full accountability, and that's why I wanted to trade in a way that I'm in full control. I mean, of course, like there are the corner cases where our great NSE might shut down. The brokers might give some problems, but that is something which is not in anyone's control.
So like, but this is like pretty bold. Not trading on Monday and Tuesday and Friday as well. So I mean, whatever little profit you could have made, like there will be some potential to make profit, right? So you're leaving money on the table.
Yes, of course, of course. But at the same time, we are working on the algorithm. So the algorithm also works on the same way that I trade. And since that, once I get the full confidence on that algorithm, probably I'll start deploying my money on Monday, Friday, and Tuesday in that algorithm. And probably Wednesday and Thursday, I'll continue with my discretionary trades.
What is that algorithm you're talking about?
Whatever I trade, like however I trade, the strangles along with the dynamic adjustment for delta. So the same thing, we are building the algorithm, and it's pretty much like 95% it's done. So we are just forward testing it and to verify the corner cases. Let's say like if broker rejects your order, how will it what will it happen, and if the order goes in a pending state, what will happen. So all the minute execution things like we are handling, and the algorithm is pretty much the same thing. It keeps adjusting the legs. अगर मार्केट ऊपर जाता है तो इधर पुश पुट को ऊपर पुश करता है या कॉल को और आगे लेके जाता है, एंड वाइस वर्सा. So it keeps adjusting.
Okay. So basically, you also think just like me that future is going to be the future belongs to algo trading. There will be very few manual traders. Hello, I think we lost him again. But one good thing is that when people get disconnected, they are coming back online pretty soon. Yeah, go on. You also think that future belongs to algo trading?
I mean, definitely, but I do like to trade manually. But
Yeah, it's like automatic cars are going to be ruling the world, but there is a thrill to drive a
yeah,
manual
I
car,
mean, I
especially
like to
the
take my car out for a spin once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, are you a car enthusiast by any chance?
Not really.
Okay, okay, okay. So, like, what do you do on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday? Like,
I mean, nothing much. Like, I wake up late, so mostly I'll be just forward testing the algorithm and trying to work some tweaks. And 1 o'clock I have lunch, and again I'll sleep off. So 4 o'clock I get up, 5 to 6, 5 to 6:30 gym. Again come back, take shower, play chess.
so like, I mean, I am compelled to go back to the gym part again and again. What do you do? Like, what is your routine? Like, 1.5 hours is like a little too much.
No, not 1.5 hours. Like 1.5 hours, including the commute and all that. So I train for 60 to 70 minutes, which I think is more than sufficient. And
And you train every day, like 7 days a week.
not really 5 days a week.
Okay, so for six-pack abs, you must be doing like a lot of cardio.
Absolutely zero cardio. This is one thing like I wanted to tell. I mean, like a lot of people think that okay, by running, by burning calories, you'll get six-pack abs, you'll become lean or something. No. The thing is, people eat to lose weight or build muscle. No, you should actually eat and exercise to have your optimal hormone system, the endocrine system, what you call. So if that is at an optimal level, you're leaner, you're more muscular, and you're more active. So
I mean, for the benefit of people who might be sleeping right now or might be drunk right now, you are saying zero cardio for six-pack abs, correct?
yeah, you don't need cardio.
So you never do cardio.
I mean, once in a while I sprint, but that's the extent of it.
Yeah. Okay. And like, how many crunches you do in a day?
Sorry?
How many crunches? How many sit-ups you do in a day?
I train my abs once in 15 days.
Once in 15 days?
Yeah, I think that's more than sufficient.
So ये biscuit कहाँ से आया?
I mean, that's the thing. I always prioritize my hormone levels. So do your exercises which boost your testosterone. Anand bhai, as men, okay, I don't know about the female kinesiology or biomechanics that much, but I can say with a lot of confidence that as men, we have one important hormone, that is testosterone. So whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever your lifestyle is, it has only two effects on it. Either it affects the testosterone in a positive way or in a negative way. And लोगों में एक very narrow view है about testosterone, that it is just a sex hormone. It's just, it builds your muscle and probably it makes you horny all the time. No, testosterone has like multiple benefits. Like with higher amount of testosterone, your hair health is improved, your nail health is improved, your skin health is improved, your bone density is improved, your metabolism is improved, your insulin resistance is reduced, so you're more sensitive to insulin, and then your mood is improved, you're less prone to getting depression or anxiety. So there are multiple benefits. So testosterone is kind of how do I put it, the holy grail of men's endocrine system. So if you work out in a way which increases your testosterone, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, you must have noticed, right? Like college में जब हम रहते थे, हम इतना जंक खाते थे, इतना मतलब नाइट आउट्स करते थे, अच्छे से सोते नहीं थे, कुछ भी खाते थे, कुछ भी पीते थे, but still we never had the issue of obesity or something. But suddenly once we reach 30s, why people start having all these problems, it's because their testosterone started to drop. So even if you work out, even if you follow the diet, it still gets harder for you to build muscle and get jacked up. It's because of testosterone. So once you do things which increases your testosterone at an optimal level, naturally, I'm telling. I mean, I'm not talking about, like with these dumbheads who go and inject shit into their system. I'm not talking about that. But whatever you do which increases your testosterone naturally, so once that is there, then probably pretty much everything falls in place.
So like, I'm listening. Tell me what all one should do to increase T level.
The first thing is have some heavy lifts. I mean, I'm not talking about, going and trying to do ego lifts in bicep curls or something. Do a proper heavy lifts in squats, deadlifts, and bench presses. Okay, when you have a heavy lift incorporated in your training regimen, which targets bigger muscle groups. Obviously, it spikes the testosterone levels. And the next thing is eat a lot of fats. I mean, people have this weird concept कि अरे यार fat मत खाओ, fat से fat बन जाता है. नहीं भाई. All your hormones are basically, essentially, they're all fatty acids. And most of your vitamins are fat soluble vitamins. So if you don't consume fat, basically you are depriving your body of the nutrients. So you should have a lot of, monosaturated and saturated fats. And
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, go on.
So people have this weird tendency कि भाई eggs खाता है तो सिर्फ egg whites खाता है. नहीं भाई, the main chunk of nutrients lie in the egg yolk. So if you're missing out on egg yolk, like you're missing out on pretty much everything. And
yeah, I mean, man, I think we spoke like 2 months back on this topic, and since then I'm eating like 8 full eggs every day and 100 grams of ghee every day, and I'm losing overall weight. I mean, it's hard to believe, but that's what is happening.
Yeah, exactly.
8 eggs and 100 grams of ghee.
And another biggest myth that I've heard people talking is, bro, don't eat rice at night. I mean, कौन बताए इन लोगों को पता नहीं है. रात को मतलब राइस मत खाओ, मोटे हो जाओगे. It's not at all the case. I mean, see, another important thing which leads to higher testosterone levels is a quality 8-hour sleep. If you are having a sound 8-hour sleep, your testosterone levels and your HGH levels, human growth hormone levels, they'll be obviously at an optimal level. And the higher testosterone levels obviously leads to faster weight loss and increased lean mass. And how do you have a quality sleep? By having carbohydrates. अगर आपके सिस्टम में कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स नहीं है तो आपका sleep quality improve नहीं हो सकता. You must have seen, right? Like whenever you have eaten like your belly full, that's when you feel all drowsy and you feel sleepy.
Yeah.
Why does that happen?
So like,
sorry.
Insulin spike.
Sorry.
Insulin spike.
Yeah, exactly. When your testosterone levels are high, you're obviously sensitive to insulin. Your insulin sensitivity goes up. So most of the carbohydrates that you take, it gets injected into the cells, and it doesn't go into liver and doesn't get converted into fats and doesn't stay in the blood and lead to type 2 diabetes or something. That's the thing, right? Like it's not about what you eat, it's about how your body responds to what you eat. So it all boils down to the hormone system.
So what kind of macro ratios you follow broadly?
To be honest, I don't count my calories.
But the most popular concept on like my fitness pal or any group that you go is calorie in, calorie out, and calorie deficit and so on.
Okay, then I'll ask you one question. Michael Phelps used to have this 12,000 calorie a day.
Wow.
But a lot of people say that, bro, like you should ideally eat 2,000 calories per day. But Michael Phelps was one of the leanest persons on the planet. So it's all about metabolism, like how your body handles like what, it's like whatever you eat is like strategy, and how your body handles is the execution. So once your hormone levels are optimal, then your body takes care of pretty much everything. मतलब अगर teenage में आप रहते हो तो आप पिज्जा खा के भी मतलब आप body बना सकते हो, मतलब मसल बना सकते हो.
Yeah, that reminds me of one thing. A lot of people say, मैं कुछ भी tweet करता रहता हूँ. So मैंने एक tweet किया था that Praful has all weather 6-packs and he eats one medium-sized pizza every week. So that is not my statement. He gave that statement and he's going to elaborate on that, right?
I mean, yes, like once you're again, it all comes back to the same thing. अगर मैं trading के बारे में बात करना है, तो I keep talking about the risk management, right? Like, bro, like जो भी trade ले लो, make sure that the risk is under control. So at the end of the day, you'll come out all right. So similarly, if I want to talk about anything related to biomechanics or kinesiology or something, it all comes down to the same thing, bro. Like, do everything that maintains your hormones at an optimal level. Everything will fall in place. So if my testosterone levels are great, my insulin resistance is low. It means that my insulin sensitivity is high. So whatever carbohydrates or whatever, the glycemic foods that I eat, they immediately get shuttled into the cells and it doesn't, stay in the blood. And it gets converted into energy.
So basically, like in layman's term, it doesn't get stored as fat.
Exactly.
Because for pizza especially, there is a famous saying. It was in the famous series Friends, that 2 minutes on the lips and forever on the hips.
Exactly. That's the thing, right? I mean, everything should be in moderation. I'm not saying कि मैं रोज मैं pizza खाता हूँ, but I I never count my calories, or I never have these like boiled vegetables or like boiled broccoli or something like that. I eat rice twice a day. I eat like 8 to 9 chapatis every day. I eat like half a liter. I drink half a liter milk, half a liter curd and yogurt and dark chocolate and pretty much everything I eat. I mean, that's the thing.
Why dark chocolate?
I mean, dark chocolate. I like dark chocolates. And first thing, and the second thing is it contains a huge amount of antioxidants, which will help in combating the free radicals which result in aging.
That sounds like a total of 5,000 calories, right?
I think I touch somewhere around 3,500 to 4,000 calories.
And that sounds like a total food bill of 1 lakh rupees. Dark chocolate is very expensive.
I mean, I don't know. I have never calculated.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I spoke to you, you gave me such an excellent advice and we spoke for 1 hour. Did you ever think about becoming a fitness model or getting into the world of fitness trainer or fitness guru?
Not really.
I mean, that can't be the short answer. Like, tell us more about it.
I mean, like, usually, like, people who lift weights are considered to be, how do I put it? Dickheads. Wow. Yeah, that's the general trend, right? मतलब ये क्या करता है भाई, सिर्फ जिम जाता है, डोले शोले बनाता है और घूमता है. So this is the concept, and then I didn't want to be stereotyped.
लड़कियां घुमाता है.
Probably, yeah. That's the stereotypical this thing, right? So I didn't want to be, called labeled that guy. So I never went into fitness training or like anything of that sort.
Okay, great. So for an older guy like me, like who is 40, 41, you said, testosterone plays a major role, and the testing itself, getting the blood test done is so painful and so expensive. And then finding an endocrinologist who will advise you on that, it's like very tedious process. So is there any do's and don'ts for guys who are elder population?
I think like getting your blood work should be everyone's, it should be in the list of everyone's basic things to be done. At least once in 2 years, you should get your blood work done. So that gives you a fair idea of like, because a lot of people, they look healthy on the outside, but they don't know like what's in their blood, like how's their blood work looking like. So that's why that is one thing which is mandatory. I never recommend to skip that. And the second thing is again the same concept, like sleep good, good 8 hours. And then have sun exposure for at least like 30 minutes a day. And then probably cold therapy. Cold therapy will also work. So that is one thing which I've found out recently, and I've been taking ice baths every week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you follow Alan Anthral, the YouTube channel.
No,
he has his
own. Never heard of him.
He recommends after going to the gym in the evening, in the night you should take a cold bath like for 15 minutes every day. It induces good sleep.
Yes. I take the ice bath every once in a week. I take at 2 degrees or 3 degrees centigrade. I do 3 bouts of 3 minutes.
Okay. Why is that kind of torture?
I mean, yeah, it looks like a torture, but it has it's kind of it's healing. It's meditative. It's really meditative. I think everyone listening to this, I think you should just give it a shot. I mean, it is not easy. Definitely, it's not easy. It took me like 4 weeks just to get accustomed to the water temperature. But once you come out of it, the feeling that you get, and once you are immersed in that ice bath, the kind of the how do I put it? You're in great touch with your inside. So you can feel, you're in touch with yourself. Like you can feel every cell of your body. It's very meditative. Okay. I mean, if for all the viewers, for all the audience here, you can follow a person called Wim Hof. Wim Hof, he propagates.
Follow him on Twitter. I know.
Yeah, Wim Hof, he talks about the cold exposure, and there is this author called David Sinclair. He has written a book called Lifespan. he talks about how to reverse the aging process, and he talks about cold exposure.
Wow. So like after you started taking it, what are the visible changes you saw in yourself?
The muscle soreness, it's gone. And the third thing is increased oxygen supply to each and every cell, and your breathing becomes deeper. And it improves your immunity to such an extent that by COVID, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Earlier we were talking about like getting the blood work done. So what are the popular tests that you would say that these are the markers everybody should go through once in 6 months?
Once in 6 months is not required. I think once in 2 years is more than sufficient. It's a complete blood profile,
Okay.
complete blood profiling, which gives your triglyceride levels, which gives your basic, creatine levels in your kidney, which gives your what do you call all your testosterone levels, and pretty much all the basic blood profiling. That's it.
You had some rough experience with triglycerides. Would you like to share that?
I mean, that's genetic. I mean, my triglycerides are just at the borderline. Um, I That's mainly because of genetics, I guess, because my dad was 120 kgs.
120.
Yeah, 120 kgs, and he was diabetic.
Okay.
And then I consulted few doctors and read some, read some literature on that. It says that it also differs from region to region. So they say that Indians generally have a higher level of, relatively higher level of triglycerides.
Okay. So how does it affect you on a day-to-day basis?
Nothing. Unless I look at that number, I don't even realize anything.
Okay. So what did you do to bring it down?
I've been, how do I put it? I've been increasing my steady state cardio a little bit. At least like once in a week, I run for like 10-15 minutes.
Steady state cardio, matlab elliptical or going for a brisk walk?
Yes, something which is aerobic.
Okay. Sprint is anaerobic.
Yeah, sprint is anaerobic. Yes.
Yeah. So aerobic is something which will burn fat as well, rather than burning your glycogen levels. Correct?
It doesn't. It actually doesn't. I mean, like sprinting has proven to burn your fat. Like, I mean, high intensity training, what they call HIIT, high intensity interval training. So that is, proven to burn more fat compared to steady state running. Because what happens with steady state running is, if you do an excessive of steady state running, let's say if you start running more than 20 minutes, 25 minutes, your body starts to secrete more of cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So once your body starts accumulating more and more cortisol, cortisol is basically testosterone inhibitor. It inhibits testosterone. So whatever the benefits that you get from burning the calories, it gets negated by the excess secretion of cortisol. So even though you do steady state cardio, it should be just done to, some warm up or something. That's it.
As they say that, if you are doing a high stress job or something high which involves high pressure, so cortisol will go up, and as a result of that, testosterone will go down. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. The cortisol is the stress hormone. Cortisol is the stress hormone, and that has negative effect on your overall endocrine system.
So, I mean, the way we look at traders, they're mostly stressed. Even when they're making profits, it's like, yaar, itna profit banna tha, kam bana. Loss hai, obviously it has a different level of stress. So, like, can we say that traders will have a fluctuating testosterone as a result of that?
You can say that to certain accuracy. I mean, I don't know, because see, if you're a rule-based trader, I think you should be the most stress-free person, right? Because you have everything in place. आपको पता है कितना लॉस होने वाला है, आपको पता है कितना प्रॉफिट होने वाला है, तो स्ट्रेस किस बात का?
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, like, tell us very, very honestly, like having this kind of Greek god level physique, does it help you when it comes to dating and wooing women?
Anand bhai,
Because lot of us want six pack abs for that primary reason, right, Vikas? So you want an honest answer. You have been to an engineering college, then you are into job, and right now you're in Bangalore, right?
no, I'm in Davangere.
Yeah. So you get my question. And we want an honest answer. You are into like the six pack business for 9 years now. So you have seen all kinds of markets. So give us an honest.
I mean, it does help to break ice initially, but after that, again, how you approach, how you talk, how if your personality matches, it's all there. Like it does help to break the ice. I mean,
How does it help? Like, give a couple of examples.
the thing is, people subconsciously view good physique with commitment. So if someone is in great shape, automatically it signals the whatever the other sex or the other person or the other party that bro, look at this. I'm committed. I'm dedicated. I'm in control of my life. So people like to be around people around other people who are in control of their lives, right? So you don't want to be around a mess.
Wow, that's a deeper level explanation. I have another very interesting explanation. Can you put it on mute for a second, please? You know, I think the entire the entire metaverse or entire the world that we have created, the single point agenda of the species is the survival of the gene pool. The better gene pool should survive. So we started as a small family, a small tribe, and obviously it's never enough. So resources were little. So then that started inter-tribe wars. So that created inter-tribe, warriors. In very, I mean, I'm talking about Stone Age. That warriors will have good physique, right? And then to keep those.
I mean, Anand bhai, you won't believe Anand bhai. Even now, we all believe in that primal fashion.
Yes. I'm just coming to that. I mean, I'll come to today as well. So the warriors were the prime because they will keep your tribe protected, and keeping the tribe protected means keeping your gene pool protected. Like which we might be having a matriarch at the center or patriarch at the center. Okay, then the tricky part was those superhuman physique guys, they had to die in the battle. For them to be ready to die, the religion was invented. Okay, so for God, you die and you will go to heaven, you will get this or you will that. Promises which cannot be verified. So warrior said okay, ticket, I'm ready to die. That then came the religion. And so same, that's why men get attracted to beautiful women because, same the subconscious level that offsprings have to be superior so that they can do better mate selection, and it goes on in different species. Now as the world evolved and we have industrialization, and also physique took a little backward role, and nowadays if you go to Silicon Valley and you see the guy who is doing best coding, he is in control of the tribe, right? Today Mark Zuckerberg, whether we accept it or not, he has the biggest tribe in his hand, right?
I mean, how I would put it, Anand bhai. See, the thing is, men are so. How I would put it is, we men and women are biologically hardwired in a certain way. Why men get attracted to women with tiny waists and huge. I don't know if I'm politically correct to say this, actors. It's because it signals fertility. It signals better genes, so that we can give our offsprings with a how do I put it? We can mate with a healthy mother. And how women look at it is, let's say, if a person is socially strong, if a person has a great social acceptance, if a person has a lot of power, the women feels that okay, this guy will be able to protect me and my offsprings. So the natural selection is always, men always go for beautiful women because that signals fertility, and women always go for powerful man that signals protection.
Yeah, great. That's what I was also trying to say, but didn't have such beautiful words. So after industrialization, I mean, all those guys, geeks who are into coding and who are not into so much of physics as well, they should not be losing hope, because the physical power has first got replaced by AK-47. So that there a lot of brain power got involved, exactly. And then the biggest power is the coding power, right?
Exactly.
And for women, various tools came which will enhance the beauty.
I mean, see, the thing is, in the primal age, what was the what was the means of protecting someone? You have to protect from the wild, you have to protect from the other tribes. So basically, you have to be physically fit. But in the current day, how can you protect someone? If you have money, if you have social influence, if you have power, if you can call shots, basically your family is protected. So the natural selection, it still works the same, but just the modes have changed. That's it.
Whether we realize it or not, whether we socially accept it or not. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Yes.
Yeah. So whether we socially accept it or not, or whether we realize it at a conscious level or not, this is what we get attracted to. That's why you go to Silicon Valley, a lot of very beautiful women, they get attracted to software geeks. The same power equation.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. We are hardwired to behave in such way. We can't overcome that.
Yeah. So moving on to your, we got really off track, and so moving back to your strangle that you do mostly on Wednesday and Thursday. So and these kind of returns are like eye-popping returns and unbelievable, and you are publishing it very transparently on YouTube, so we can go and check on YouTube every day. What is your future game plan? Because as they say in trading, if you're a full-time trader, you need multiple sources of income and so on. So what do you plan to do like 2 years from now, 5 years from now?
Anand bhai, to be honest, like I'm a very minimalist. मुझे ऐसे material चीजों से मुझे इतना ये नहीं है. तो to be honest, like actually, I'm planning on to become, open a hedge fund. Let's say if the rules permit, going in the future. Let's say Indian government, eases some laws about opening the hedge funds. Probably I'd be more than happy to open my own shop and probably work, manage people's money or something. But nothing is sure. I mean, as of now, I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah. And what do you see, like what is your future plan with respect to YouTube as well? Like spending so much of time now on YouTube, you are doing podcast as well. So like how do you see yourself on YouTube 2 years from now?
Anand bhai, the thing is, like, we have just started the growth phase, if I'm not wrong. Abhi, the penetration has just increased. I mean, more and more people are getting aware about trading and generating some sort of a passive returns. And now the technology is in pretty much everyone's hands, right? So everyone knows how to use a mobile phone. Everyone knows how to use a laptop. So going forward, there will be a huge influx of traders. And the thing is that I want to keep providing the value to them. I mean, followers and subscribers, that's all secondary. It's just that, bro, जब मैं ट्रेडिंग स्टार्ट किया था, तब मुझे जो ट्रांसपेरेंटली जो चीजें नहीं मिला है, I want to provide that. That's it. That's the end goal. As I said, ads is just the byproduct of having a good hormone system. Subscribers is just a byproduct of the value that you provide.
Right. And like as you rightly said, it's just the tip of the iceberg that we see, and probably from 2 years from now or 5 years from now, it'll be bigger than what we imagine today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now I'll throw the floor open for questioning. I would request people to stick to what we have discussed today. Those who have joined late, he does intraday option selling, strangle selling, mostly on Wednesday and Thursday. That's the present strategy. So you can take pointers based on that as well. You can send your request to become a speaker and you can ask your questions. Hello. Yeah, Ravi, go on. Yeah, Pradeep, go on. Send your request, guys. Don't wait, so that we have a nice sequence ready. Pradeep ji, पूछिए.
Hi. He has said about algo, right? Are you coding yourself or you're coding with the help of a programmer from outside?
No, I have my friend, and we pretty much, in touch with each other. And he codes for me. I don't know anything about coding.
Okay.
we discuss together and he codes for me.
Is it like you're trying to do a delta neutral strangle via algo?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a strangle with dynamic.
I think we lost him again.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, go on.
Actually,
Go on.
I found a very good system based on the CAN numbers. Actually, I found
CAN
number. Actually, what I found is that whenever
How do you spell it?
GAN GAN and GAN.
Achha, GANN. Okay, GAN. GANN.
Right.
Okay, go on.
I actually found something in on expiry that whenever the strike price reaches to 81 or 225 or 144, which is a GAN like 369 square. 369 square, I'm saying. I think 369 square is like 36.
What is your question?
No.
Venkat, what is
I
the
have no
question?
question actually, but it is giving pretty good results actually. Coming to 36 or 81 or.
But this. I have opened it for Q&A.
Hello.
Yeah. Next question.
Anand, I have one more question. Can I ask?
Yeah. Go on, please.
Praful, on playing expiries, you're told like you target 3%, right? What if the stop loss gets hit before noon itself? Then there is a probability that the other side might have not decayed that much, right? So in that case, how it's possible to recover and then come to break even before evening itself? Because to aim 3% itself, we have to go a huge size morning itself, right?
Yes, the thing is that's the nature of expiries, right? It's the option premiums cannot hold their value for long. Okay, they have to. The other side has to decay. And I think the previous expiry was one weird expiry where the option premiums were still holding on to a lot of value. But apart from that, expiry with a minute of the delta move, the other side will lose value. All right, so that is the reason where we go heavy on the expiry days and we try to manage till the market ends. For example, yes, there will be days when the delta move is so much that the put side IV spike increases and the call side doesn't decay at all. That time, what we do is we convert the strangle into a straddle because we know for a fact that the call side hasn't decayed, right? But the put side has the put side demand has gone up so much, and even that is momentary. Those IVs, those prices, those premiums, whatever the extra, increase that has happened, the IV spike that has happened, it will, eventually cool off. So whenever that unusual spike happens and the other side the call hasn't decayed, so we come closer. We come and convert it into a strangle. We convert it into a straddle, or sometimes even an inverted strangle. So we have like different ways to deal with the delta movements. But what the major advantage of expiry is, even if you have delta movement, the decay will more than compensate for the delta movement.
Yeah, but do we have stop loss in the system? If stop loss gets hit,
no, there is no stop loss in the system.
Okay, thank you.
Hi all, I have a question that is regarding actually I'm trying to code one of my intraday systems and it is also ready, but I'm very unsure about the back testing part. I mean, is it possible that whatever Python code I have, which is running fine in the broker's API, I can backtest with the same code in some tool like Backtrader or something? I don't have to again code them and as per the tool, and I can backtest. So could you anyone guide me on that?
Ma'am, I'm not a big believer in backtest. So because the markets have changed forever, right? So the markets that we are witnessing now was nowhere close to what the markets were in 2019. So how do you know that whatever the backtest results will hold true for the future events? So I'm not a big believer of backtest. I go mostly with the logic. Like if the trade logic makes sense, I do it and then I forward test it. I don't rely much on the backtest.
I'm already doing it in a different simulator and also I'm running it every day. but kind of back testing gives you some confidence that if you are doing it with a large set and you also including the outliers and finding some kind of statistics, that gives you confidence a little bit. So that's why it's is there a way that I can just use the same code and I have the data and I can backtest? I mean, can you guide me on any kind of tool or something on that?
I don't think I'm qualified enough to talk about this. Sorry.
Ma'am, both of us are not into algo trading, and especially a lot of back
The coding
testing.
part,
So
especially
yeah,
the coding part.
I would request you to contact either Sandesh Agarwal. He is there on my following, and otherwise you can contact Buy the Dip, or you can contact Logical Trader. They are into a lot of back testing, so they can give you. Or I can see even Soham is here if someone would like to come and answer your question. So both of us are not into algo trading, so it's very difficult to comment on that.
Yeah, Soham, if you can please answer, that would be
He is not a
great.
speaker yet. I have asked him to be a speaker. So
Okay,
once he
okay,
joins, I'll ask him to
okay.
answer.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Okay. Next question.
Yes, so I have a question. Like it more than a question, I just want to know because I have been following Wim Hof method. I just want to know what's your breath hold timing, Praful? I mean, just
What time?
breath hold timing.
For what?
It's
Wim
a
Hof
standard
method.
15 seconds, dude. It's the standard 15 seconds.
No. Like,
No,
why
no, no.
would you hold your breath?
There is a Wim Hof breathing method. So in
Yeah.
that you have to hold your time
But
after
like,
you have.
Praful, are you doing that method?
I mean, I'm doing a modified version of that. I don't exactly follow Wim Hof method. I follow the Wim. I just like the principle that okay, cold exposure does a lot of wonders to your body. And
So while you are like freezing your internal organs at 2 o'clock, you have to hold your breath as well.
No, it's not like that. So cold exposure is one thing and the breathing exercise is one thing. So those two are combined in the whole technique of Wim Hof method. So I just wanted to know.
Hardik, tell us a little, like, spend 2 minutes and tell us to like dumb janta like us, ki kya hai ye? What is it like? It's a very sophisticated question. So what exactly is the method? What are the benefits? And what is the question? 3 things.
So basically, it's you over oxygenate your body with deep breaths, and then you hold your breath for as long as you want to or as long as you can. Then you measure the time, and then once you break that hold, you have to take one full breath in, and then again you have to hold. So that same cycle you have to repeat it for 3-4 times, and that is what Wim Hof breathing is about. So breathing is one part, cold exposure is one part, and then physical exertion is one part. So like Wim Hof, he used to climb कौन सा mountain है वो ठंडी वाला US में कोई तो भी है. So he used to
वो Twitter पे डालता रहता है वो right, the दाढ़ी वाला.
Correct, kind of. So सफेद दाढ़ी वाला. So he'll just expose himself to cold with physical exertion.
But वो तो लेक वेक के अंदर चला जाता है. He just freezes himself to.
So cold exposure भी है. So MIT has proved MIT has a research paper on him that cold exposure can alter your autoimmune system. तो वो retreats भी करता है, जैसे Wim Hof retreats करता है every year in different locations in cold regions. So a lot of people have benefited from it, and I am following him since last 6-7 years, and it's really amazing. So I practice on daily basis also.
तुम्हारे साथ फिर अलग से 1-3 घंटे का स्पेस करना पड़ेगा. What are like 6-7 years is a long time. So क्या benefit मिला तुमको?
मतलब एक चीज तो जो इन्होंने बोली, कुछ भी खाओ पियो तुम लीन ही रहोगे. मतलब I eat the most in my family, in my friend circle, and I am the leanest of them all. So एक brown tissue करके भी एक body में concept होता है. Like पहले I have read about it a lot, पर अभी मैं just practice करता हूँ, ज्यादा read नहीं करता हूँ. It just helped me, so I keep doing it. जैसे आप कोई water temperature difference करके मत ना हो, जो टेम्परेचर है वाटर का उस पे ही ना हो. सो गर्मी में जो गर्म टेम्परेचर का वाटर है उससे ना हो. सो बेसिकली टैप वाटर टेम्परेचर. यूजुअली लोग उल्टा करना चालू कर देते कि गर्मी में ठंडे पानी से नहाते हैं और ठंडी में गर्म पानी से.
मैं तो सितंबर मैं जून जुलाई में भी गर्म पानी से नहाता हूँ, गीजर के पानी से, और इतना अच्छा लगता है कि लगता है अभी स्वर्ग जाने का मन ही नहीं है. दिस इज द हेवन. सीरियसली, गर्म पानी से नहाने का क्या मजा अलग है यार.
Hey, hi, sorry for jumping in, man. Anand,
Wim Hof chal raha hai, so I just wanted to get in because I
you made our day, Nikhil. Yeah, your voice is so soothing.
I suddenly heard about Wim Hof and I was like, yeah, I have to jump in here now.
First you tell me, like, do you practice?
I pondered upon Wim Hof like few years back when I first saw him on Joe Rogan podcast. So Wim Hof, basically, like everybody calls him an Iceman. Okay, he practiced like these breathing exercises. So क्या होता है जो art of living वाले ना, जो people who are in art of living would probably know this. So they do that breathing exercises to get into meditation.
All those are similar.
Yeah, so it's a similar practice. What he preaches is that after doing that, you hold your breath. So once you do that brain essence, when you try to hold right now, you will probably hold it for 15 seconds. But once you do that breathing exercise, like first time you do that, you would be probably able to hold it for 2 to 3 minutes. Any layman human, like go search on like YouTube, Wim Hof breathing exercise. The first time you do it, you would be probably able to hold it for 2 minutes. Like it will be astonishing that the first time you do it without the rhythm, you would be doing it for 15 seconds, and after doing that breathing exercise, you would probably be able to hold it for 2 minutes. So like Wim Hof, when I came across Wim Hof, I was like doing a lot of meditational stuff. So I wanted to learn a lot of like different types of meditation and how other like different meditations are different from each other. So what I finally figured was the Wim Hof method, like calling it as a meditational retreat, suited me the most. Like the cold, and after the cold, the breathing.
Okay. So like everybody is getting disconnected. So what are the real life benefit that you get after this breathing exercise or the cold treatment? Hello? Am I audible, guys? Hardik, are you there?
I just got disconnected. I came back in again.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you were saying
मैं आपको एक चीज बता रहा हूँ. Let's say you have lived a day. Okay, whatever your day may be, एक particular amount of stress build up होता है एक दिन में. So once you start following Wim Hof meditation हो गया. So basically, I have done pranayam also. I have done Sudarshan Kriya of Shri Ravi Shankar और Wim Hof का भी किया है. All of the techniques are more or less same. मतलब तुम breathing exercise से अपने body को oxygenate करो. So the oxygen reaches to the deeper level of your cells. और जैसे मेडिटेशन और ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज दो अलग अलग चीज हो गई. विम हॉफ ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज करवाता है, वो मेडिटेशन नहीं करवाता है. लाइक आई रिसेंटली अटेंडेड 10 days विपासना मेडिटेशन. So for 10 straight days you are not allowed to speak or communicate or do anything, and 12 hours meditation a day, straightforward. बाकी सब खाने वाने में सोने वाने में टाइम जाता है. So meditation is a different aspect, ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज इज अ डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट. तो ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज से क्या होता है कि ओवरऑल स्ट्रेस जो तुम फील करते हो एक पूरे दिन के बाद, कैसा भी रहा दिन, XYZ सबका अलग अलग दिन होता है, वो इवेंचुअली बहुत लेस हो जाता है वो स्ट्रेस लेवल्स, और तुम बहुत लाइव होते हो, तुम्हारी प्रोडक्टिविटी बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाती है. जैसे इन माय मेडिटेशन माय एक्सपीरियंस वाज कि मैं कितना भी टायर्ड हूं ना, मैं 4 घंटे ज्यादा सो नहीं सकता, बिकॉज यू स्लीप टू गेट रेस्ट. अभी जब तुम्हारे इफ योर बॉडी इज एबल टू रिकवर इन 4 hours 5 hours तो तुम उससे ज्यादा सो ही नहीं पाओगे. बट द मोमेंट आई केम आउट ऑफ द मेडिटेशन, वो थोड़ा डेली रूटीन चालू हो गया, तो वापस 8-9 घंटे की नींद चालू हो गई.
I think you are inspired by Sadhguru.
Not much. उनके थोड़े व्यूज अच्छे लगते हैं, थोड़े अपोज भी करता हूँ, but here and there, as in I keep trying a lot of things in terms of meditation and breathing. So
by the way, to add on to this, I have also been to Vipassana retreat. 11 day का program रहता है, मैं भी गया था, and it was, I think, to say the least, it's life changing.
Correct. Life changing. I mean,
for the audience who doesn't know, Vipassana is living for 11 days without mobile, without speaking to another soul.
Without making eye contact.
It's Aryamon. Anand sir, it's
making
Aryamon. So Aryamon is, you cannot communicate through your tongue, through eyesight or through gestures.
Through your mobile as well.
मोबाइल तो दूर की बात है, बहुत आगे बढ़ गए अब तो. वो gestures में भी communication.
What Anand means is no spaces, man.
अच्छा ऐसा.
No spaces for 10 days.
Yeah, no spaces for 10 days. I'll die. So, Praful, I mean, that's a very important and beautiful aspect which I completely missed in today's podcast. So, what was your experience of Vipassana like before and after?
I think as humans, we always have these, unsorted issues, unsorted questions, and which you don't want to face, correct? So no matter how strong you believe you are, some of the things you don't want to face because of XYZ reasons. But when you come in contact with yourself, when you have so much of time to retrospect, and when you practice whatever they teach you, so you'll start getting answers to those questions.
Like
So
what question?
it might be anything. It might be anything personal. It might be your probably it might be your childhood trauma. It might be your future anxiety. It might be anything. It can be anything under the sun. So whatever questions, unresolved questions are there, unresolved issues are there, they'll come to surface. So
One very big unresolved question I have, which I try to find answers by many ways. I couldn't. Like, what is the purpose of life?
सर वो रास्ता आपको खुद को एक्सप्लोर करना पड़ेगा. सो आई वुड से जस्ट अटेंड इट वंस.
Okay.
I mean, that is there. I mean, every person who attends Vipassana, he has the experience in his own way. So that's the speciality of it.
And Hardik, what was your experience when you attended Vipassana before and after? Like anything mota moti you can say?
So एक अनरिजॉल्व चीज जो प्रफुल्ल ने बोला, यू स्टार्ट रिजॉल्व लाइक एक सॉर्ट होने लग जाता है. तो एक मेरे दिमाग में बहुत कंफ्यूजन था कि मुझे वीगन होना चाहिए, मुझे वेजिटेरियन हो जाए, मुझे नॉन वेजिटेरियन, मुझे क्या होना चाहिए. लाइक आई डू नॉट वांट टू हार्म by consuming, like being a consumer, I do not want to harm the nature and environment and people around me. So मैं वेजिटेरियन था, फिर मैं नॉन वेजिटेरियन बना, फिर मैं वीगन बना, फिर जब मैं वीगन से वापस वेजिटेरियन बना और फिर मैं विपासना अटेंड करने गया. एंड आई इवेंचुअली रियलाइज कि कोई भी लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म को इस वर्ल्ड में सरवाइव करने के लिए अदर लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म को मारना ही पड़ेगा, लाइक टू फिल देयर हंगर, बेसिकली टू सरवाइव. अभी आप उसको रीजनिंग कुछ भी दे दो कि भाई हम 5 सेंसेस वाले एनिमल्स को नहीं मारेंगे, हम सिर्फ लाइक आई डू नॉट वांट टू नेम इट, बट सम अप्रोच टूवर्ड जो वेजिटेरियंस होते हैं उनका ये अप्रोच होता है कि हम ऐसी चीज को खा रहे जिसके कम सेंसेस है, और हम नॉन वेजिटेरियन नहीं खा रहे क्योंकि उनके 5 सेंसेस है, 5 फुल्ली डेवलप्ड सेंसेस. तो हाउ वुड यू नो दैट वो पेड़ सुन नहीं पाता है. वो एक फेमस एक्सपेरिमेंट हुआ था कि वो टाउन वाले पेड़ के पास जाके गाली दे के आ जाते थे.
साइंटिफिक एक्सपेरिमेंट मिस्टर बोस हैज डन इट. आजादी के पहले पढ़ा होगा साइंस की किताब में.
करेक्ट. हाँ, तो दैट प्रूव्ड कि म्यूजिक सुनाते थे डॉक्टर बोस, तो प्लांट्स का ग्रोथ जल्दी होता था.
एंड दे लाइक फास्ट बीट म्यूजिक, पंजाबी, एपी डिलन एंड ऑल.
करेक्ट. तो इट प्रूव्स दैट दे आल्सो कैन लिसन. नाउ इफ वी हैव नॉट येट एक्सप्लोर्ड, सबको ये लगेगा प्लांट थोड़ी सुनेगा. तो प्लांट का तो एक ही है, सिर्फ बस वो ग्रोथ का है, और लाइक दे हैव कम सेंसेस. पर ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. देन इवेंचुअली मतलब मैंने अपने आप को समझाया कि इट्स फाइन टू ईट एवरीथिंग दैट एग्जिस्ट, व्हाट इज मेंट टू बी ईटन. यू डू नॉट हैव टू फाइट विद योर इंटरनल्स वेदर यू आर डूइंग राइट और रॉन्ग. जस्ट दैट बी मोर फॉरगिविंग देन मोर थैंकफुल. मतलब लोग खाने से पहले भगवान को थैंक करते हैं. Instead, we need to be more forgiving. We should be saying sorry, क्योंकि जो मील हम खा रहे हैं वो शायद किसी और का हो सकता था, या अगर हम नहीं खाते तो 2-3 लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म शायद से जिंदा होते. So that's my approach.
And one thing, Anand bhai, वहाँ पे we keep repeating something called one word called anicca. What does it mean? Anicca is temporary.
Impermanence.
Temporary or impermanence. Basically, whatever you're going through in life, it might be happiness, it might be the state of exuberance, it might be the state of sadness, it might be state of grief. Everything is impermanent. So you start to realize it on a deep subconscious level, and at the same time you start realizing that, bro, even though you think that you're in control of your life, you're not actually in control of your life. So the better way is not to fight it, but to come to terms with it.
Okay, that's fascinating, right?
I would say a lot of that's the difference now between Anand bhai. So you understanding it on an intellectual level or on a superficial level, and you accepting at a subconscious level. Huge difference.
Yeah,
हम सब जानते हैं कि हाँ भाई कुछ भी करो, हमारे हाथ में कुछ भी नहीं है. Correct. Now you can be you can be super successful, you can be the president of the world, you can be the president of the country, and then मतलब कोई air crash में मर गया. So things are not in our control. So in spite of fighting the things, why can't we just flow with the things and come to terms with the life?
absolutely.
So that's the takeaway from Vipassana. It's like you stop fighting, you stop, you stop. I don't know. You stop expressing your annoyment with all small things, and you start accepting as they are.
Yeah. And your experiment with breath holding and all, what was the end result you got?
Me?
Yeah, yeah.
मैं breath holding इतना ज़्यादा नहीं करता हूँ. See, there is this one book called Breathiology. Even he talks about how your breathing is the gateway to your entire how do I put it, your entire biomechanics. Just by altering your breathing, you can change your state. Even Tony Robbins teaches this, right? तो अगर उसको आपको ये करना पड़ेगा, अगर if you want to be energetic, you have to breathe heavily.
Okay.
Exactly. Like I haven't read the book, but it's exact the same feeling
Bro,
that Praful said.
everything boils down to our Indian pranayama, bro.
Yeah.
It's just the modified versions of that. That's it.
Yeah, but the feeling that you described is exactly the same. It's just like you can change your present state. So like if you are angry, you want to change it, you can change it by having a practice of breathing session.
Wow. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Anybody who's having a question can ask it. I am trying to give speaking rights to a lot of people.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. Hi, Praful. First of all, thank you very much for openly sharing your trade on YouTube. And coming to my question, I saw that you on non-experiment, you calculate what should be the 400 point, 300 point triangle value or at the end of the day. How you calculate that?
Muscle memory.
Sorry?
Muscle memory, bro. Like I've traded it for a long time, so I mean it's not an exact number, okay? I just guesstimate it. That would be the approximate value of those options by the end of the day. It can be slightly higher, it can be slightly lower, but that gives me a framework within which to work.
All right. So there is no correlation between IB and all that.
No. What is IB, bro? IB is just price. It's just a fancy word to call price. That's it.
All right.
Hello.
If I say the IB is spiking, if I say IB is spiking, I just mean that the price is spiking. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had one question, Praful, related to it. That do you look at open interest?
No, dude. I think 2 years back.
So Nikhil, you have also done Vipassana, kya? 11
No,
days?
I have not done, but few of my family members have done that. I have done the Art of Living Wala advanced course, so that is like 3 day of Vipassana, or not Vipassana. You cannot call it Vipassana, but like a silent retreat. Yeah.
So do you have a positive feedback for Art of Living?
A lot of my friends are Art of Living friends, so I like the practice. I don't like the man. Like if it is very simple, I don't like the concept of godman. So like I don't like treating one man as a godman. Okay. But I like what they preach. I like the concept. I like the meditation. I like every part of it. Just not the godman part of it. It's controversial, but that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, I have the exact same thoughts that there shouldn't be any business of godmen between man and the god. So
Yes.
Yeah, Praful, you got disconnected. You were answering that question, I guess.
I forgot the question. Can you please repeat the question?
Do you look at open interest?
Okay. I don't think open interest is a lead indicator anymore. I mean, since a lot of people are trading, the open interest changes as fast as the price changes. So I don't think there is any. I mean, you can take it as a guideline, but I don't think you can initiate a trade based on open interest. I don't look at open interest.
Okay. Next question.
Okay, I have
Hey,
I have one more question. On expiry day after 2 p.m., I saw you short at the money, CE or PE. So how you put stop loss on that? And since there is a lot of gamma move, my stop loss getting hit frequently. So how you adjust that?
That's the thing, right? Like, in order to handle the gamma moves, let's say I'm sitting on an OTM option which is trading at like 3 rupees or 4 rupees, there's a real threat of that option spiking to 14, 15. So in order to compensate for that, I hire a bodyguard, which is the ITM put option with partial quantity. So that's how I manage the gamma moves. Let's say even if the gamma move comes, I make sure that I don't exit at the peak of that gamma expansion. This ITM option, it gives me a breathing space so that I can double confirm that whether that move is coming or whether it's coming from the delta movement.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next question.
Anand bhai, this is Tejasvi. So basically, I'm from the city where Praful is currently staying, and I'm of your age, Anand bhai's age. Okay. So basically, I'm a intraday option buyer, and with my experience of like 4.5 years, I have come up with some trading wave indicator which is working fantabulously, like very well. So just to mention, like I have done like more than 50% in like December till now. In January, I have almost like done 80 to 90% of returns with my capital, right? So that is from option buyer's perspective. So as I heard all of you, right, you guys are almost like telling, so it's impossible to like make a consistent money or
No. I do option buying all the time, every day. We never said that.
Nobody said option buyers won't make money, sir.
Okay. Not only here, right? Overall in the Twitter space as well as like social media.
I don't know whether you attended my last session with Trader Logical. There are many people who are doing option buying and they're doing very good. So it's a myth basically that whether only option sellers make money. I mean, option selling has a higher probability of profit, so maybe it looks more attractive, and it becomes more popular amongst newbie. But see, it's like Ganguly was better on offside. Tendulkar was better on some other. Dravid had some other quality. So one has to look at what is his strength, and accordingly he has to play. Right, Praful?
Of course. I mean, how I put it is, if you're an option seller, you should be aggressively managing the risk. If you're an option buyer, you should be patiently holding your winners.
Systematic. You wanted to ask for a long time, right?
Yeah, Praful. Yeah, hi. Thank you. Praful, I was just going through your talks. You don't trade on Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays?
I mostly try not to, but if I find some opportunities, I do some quick scalps or something just to collect like 5 points.
But you were talking about at the money straddles that you sell all the time.
Sorry?
Because there are premiums involved, so you like to sell at the money straddles.
No, that was the thing which I was doing before I, come to Strangles. I used to trade straddles, and then because of the increased charges and because of the MTM fluctuations and all that, because of the increased volatility in the market, I was forced to do strangles.
Okay. So, I the question actually was on straddles only, whether how much was your stop loss as far as the straddles are concerned?
No, when I was doing the straddles, there was no stop loss. I used to trade straddles based on price action. Man lo ki, let's say the yesterday's range is formed, correct? Yesterday's high and yesterday's low. And the market opens in between. So I open a straddle here, and then I hold on till the range is breached.
Okay.
If the range is breached, then I shift the entire straddle.
Okay. And you close both the levels?
Yes. I shift the entire straddle.
Okay, understood.
I used to.
You used to. Okay. And you don't like stop losses?
Not a big fan of stop losses because I feel like
you're devil's advocate, I guess. The newbies must be listening. They will be very happy. No stop loss is fine.
Hi, Praful. Actually, my doubt was that only. I only have been listening about, the selling option buying stuff. Have never tried it once or twice. Just Bank Nifty future plus option. Pair. But when I listen to you this talk, you are saying like OI nahi dekhta, IV just a fancy name. Stop loss is not there, and you are dealing in option selling or buying. I guess it's mostly the. So what's your suggestion? Like, if you want to jump into this, what should be the starting point? Like the capital and the size and the strategy, what it should be?
As I told, my charges are slightly on the higher side, correct? Like if you see my monthly P&L statements, which is out for everyone to see on YouTube, I usually pay somewhere around 15% of my profits as charges. That is mainly because that's a trade-off, correct? Like I actively manage my risk. I actively adjust my positions, because of which I am forced to punch a lot of orders. So since I'm punching a lot of orders, I make sure that I punch the premiums which are slightly on the lower end, so that I don't end up paying a lot of charges to the government. So I would say a minimum capital is 10 lakhs. Probably you'd end up paying around 20% to 25% of your profits as charges, but still you'd end up 5 to 6% on a month.
Yeah. Like, and which strategy you will suggest for somebody who wants to, jump into this option trading?
To be honest, I don't like the word strategy because all I do is just move with the markets. That's it.
So yeah, like, and what is the first, like, you just start on Monday, tomorrow morning you'll wake up, and what will the first thing, like, right now you are in this space, tomorrow morning the market opens, and what will your first strategy for do? What will be the trade plan if you have done no homework tonight?
Tomorrow's trade plan is, since it's a Monday, have breakfast and sleep again.
Okay, thanks. I'm thanks a lot, Praful. Thanks a lot, Anand, also. Thanks.
Praful bhai, am I audible?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Anand bhai. Praful bhai, I'm a big fan of you, following you for the last 4 months. So, Praful bhai, I have two questions basically. One is, when you decided to shift your career from government job to trading, how much capital do you have in the trading account you are willing to take risk on, so that you can forget that? And second is, on your algo which you are working right now, how do you calculate delta of your whole positions, or it's like you are only when do you need to see adjustment in your algo, like how algo detects that? If you can brief on that, if you are comfortable with both the questions.
Okay, the thing is, when I started my trading, I think I never put my full capital. Okay, because as I said, I had some amount of gambling tendencies. First, I need to get rid of the gambling tendencies. So I started off very light. I started with 10 lakhs, again infused another 10 lakhs, again infused another 10 lakhs, again infused another 10 lakhs, something like that. It's like whenever I have made sure that I followed my risk management, let's say the market has completely gone against me and I was able to cut my loss at, let's say, 1%. That is the time when I used to reward myself by bringing in additional 10 lakhs capital. It's like, bro, okay, you're becoming a better and better risk manager, so you deserve another 10 lakhs in your trading account. That's how I infuse the capital.
Got it, Praful. You have one video on that. I saw that. I remember.
Exactly. I made a video on that. How to trick your brain into, managing risk aggressively. So coming to your second question, the algo goes through multiple things like price action and the delta movement and the option prices and how much the option prices are skewed. So based on a couple of 2-3 factors, it makes the decision.
Okay. Got it, Praful bhai. Thank you, Praful bhai. Thank you, Anand bhai.
Okay, next question, please, quickly.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Praful ji, namaste. Akash this side. I have a small question for you. If I on Friday at the end of the day, if I short Nifty spot plus 3% upside call and 3% downside put till Monday, I have seen, as per my observation, it's give a huge decay on Monday for that. So what do you think about that?
Okay. can you ask this question tomorrow evening again? Because tomorrow there will be a big gap down.
See, already sitting on the
That's the thing, right?
18,100 call and 17,000 put. So already got like 8 to 9 points on that. So as per my calculation, I'll get 15 to 16 point on Monday. If that Nifty open below 18,290, from that I will start losing my money.
Don't just take into the consideration of just a spot moment. You should also take the consideration of what is the actual IV spike, what is the fear in the market, and what is an option buyer willing to pay for an OTM option. So whenever, let's say tomorrow, SGX is currently indicating 200 plus, minus 200 points or something. So let's say if a major support is breached, all the OTM options start to gain in value. So on a close basis, yes, your strangle might be giving you complete profits, but are you able to sit through the MTM fluctuations is the question you need to ask when you're trading in, penny options.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. And I want to thank you again because I'm in the trading world from last 7 years, but from last 6 years, I'm on the red side. But when I started watching your videos and shares videos, I'm in green from last 6 to 7 months. So I just want to thank you, both of you, for giving us such a good content on YouTube. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Praful, I just said that I want to thank you again because I'm watching your videos from last 6 to 7 months, and you and shares giving us such a good content for those who are in trading from last 5 to 7 years but not in a green. So you are giving a right direction to the serious traders.
And thanks, man. Like, really happy that everything's working out now. So keep trading.
Yes. Thank you.
Anand bhai, if I may go, always with your permission, or maybe we have lost Anand bhai. Praful sir or Praful bhai,
Go on.
So this is not related to trading. One of the topics that I'm not much aware about, but to the other topic that we spoke upon. Praful bhai, what motivated you to go to Vipassana? That is one of my questions. Second, I had to add on, Anand bhai, even I was looking out for questions, what is the purpose of life? And I have been looking out for quite some time. At the end, what I have realized is we have to decide our own purpose in life. Life has been given you to make a purpose out of it. I mean, if we keep on finding it, life is more about creating ourselves rather than finding ourselves.
Okay, to answer your first question, so
Yes.
what motivated me to go to Vipassana? It's like I'm a very extroverted person. Like I need people around, and I keep talking to people, and I'm a very talkative person, and I keep myself busy. Okay, so when I heard about Vipassana, the first question is, okay, can I survive this? So out of sheer curiosity, I went to Vipassana ki dekhte hai kya mere haath se hoga kya nahi. And then it worked out in a very different way, and I'm glad that I gave it a try.
Okay.
Hi, Praful. Just need to ask one question. I have been like the occasional retail trader, like buying options, losing money. Which 99% of the people are doing in India. So I want to focus on the professional trading. So how do I start with?
Positional or professional? I think I missed it.
Professional trading. Professional.
Then you should act like a professional. I mean, don't start off with like 1 lakh and expect to make 100% returns. Have realistic expectations. Manage your risk. If you manage to not blow up for next 2 years, I think the third year you'll be a professional trader. I think that's how I know. That's the way I know. Probably Anand Bhai would be a much better, advisor in this regard.
I often give an analogy of car driving. If you are learning to drive a car, so first you have to take your learner's license, you have to complete the learning course, and then you have to take the full license, and then you have to drive probably in the morning or late night when the traffic is less. Once you are accustomed with the car, when you're driving, like even while talking to your girlfriend and looking at a third girl from the side window, and still car is running smoothly, and there's a dog in front of you, and there is a truck, you're maneuvering everything without being too conscious about it, then probably you are an accomplished driver, right? You're a good driver. People will say, yeah, bahut acha driver, right? Then you can think about becoming a professional driver. Yeah, so that's the step-by-step journey. Similarly, trading, once first you have to learn by you cannot learn without risking money. That's the unique thing about this business of trading. So start putting very little.
Praful bhai, I have a question.
Yes, yes.
You closely follow the CPR pivot boss now, and when you know that there is a kind of breakout, why don't you turn your neutral strategy into a direction strategy? Why can't you remove your put? Yeah.
So basically,
I don't.
yeah, go on.
I don't have the right psychology to hold on to those trades. Simple as that. I'm not skilled enough.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go on quickly.
You listening? Me, Parjot, sir. Sir, actually, I know all sir, Praful sir, and Devil sir, and all sir. Actually, I have a doubt for that. In some days, I listen that all a strike premium if ITM and ATM. Then is it right that these all strike price premium follow some EMA also? Is it right? Anyone's proposal or
See, the thing is, option market is an independent market. Okay, though they have the underlying, the prices behave purely based on support and resistance. So whatever, I mean, purely the prices behave based on supply and demand.
yeah, it is right,
Market.
sir. Suppose,
okay.
But I'm
wherever
saying
there
that
is wherever there is supply and demand, whatever my psychology principles apply, they do apply. So basically, what are supports and resistances? What are 20 moving average? What are pivot points? What are all those things? They are just the places where the masses behave in a certain way. So if something is moving, if something is getting traded, then who are trading? Like people are trading, right? So if people are trading options, then there is supply and demand to it, and definitely they also follow technical patterns. They also follow, but again they have the constraint that they cannot deviate too much from the underlying.
yeah, sir. Yeah, it is right, sir. Okay, sir. Thanks.
Hello, Praful.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I had this question. Like, as you grow your capital, like you're trading at 60 lakhs, right? So, like, there'll be problems like slippages. So, would you be shifting to positional trading?
I think up to 2.5 crores.
I think we lost connection with him. See, our both index ka market, Nifty and Bank Nifty, is pretty deep enough, and large quantities can be absorbed in intraday itself. So the size of the capital shouldn't be a constraint why you have to move to from intraday to positional, in my view. So there might be other factors for which someone would like to do positional and not intraday, but definitely size of capital, the size we talk about or we see around in retail participation, that shouldn't be a factor in my view.
Hello. Can I go? Raj here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Praful sir, first of all, a huge fan of yours and shares, sir. Sir, what I wanted to know is during the discussion, you mentioned that during the start of the day, you have a fair idea how much you are willing to lose. So, how do you calculate how much you are willing to lose? Because the thing is, point wise, it can be calculated, but many a times, like the last expiry, it was very difficult to manage, and the trailing stop loss got hit instantly So that was my basic question.
See, that's the thing, right? Like it depends on what kind of system you have and what is the expectancy of that system. Since I am aggressively managing the risk, since I'm aggressively, moving my positions along with the market, I know that even if I maintain my mark to market less than -1%, I can easily recover post 2 p.m. because 2 p.m. के बाद इतना accelerated decay रहता है, I can make back at least 90% of it. So on an expiry day, I don't close my terminal until I reach like 2% of my capital. That to 2% ऐसे ही नहीं चलता because between 0 and -2, I keep making the adjustments, right? So it's not that easy for you to take a 2% hit on an expiry if you're constantly moving with the market.
Sir, so you won't recommend the trailing stop loss on expiry days, right?
I mean, depends on what kind of system you have, dude. I mean, if you're doing a directional trading, of course your system has to come with a trailing stop loss. It's not wise to give up all your.
Sir, my trading style is similar to yours. I do the same constant management and move with the market.
Okay.
So,
Okay. One tip I can give you is at every point of time, ठीक है? हर minute अपने आप को एक question पूछो. What do I stand to make here and how much I am willing to lose? Simple as that. मेरा reward कितना है, मेरा risk कितना है? यहाँ से. तो अगर market यहाँ से silent हो गया, तो मैं कितना DK collect कर सकता हूँ और market मेरे से against गया, तो कितने तक मैं छोड़ सकता हूँ? That's it. That's the question you need to ask. That's it.
Okay, sir. And would like to end, sir. I'm very thankful for you and Shreyas to start the declutter thing. I'm a constant viewer of that. Thank you so much. You are a great person, I guess. Thank you.
Hello.
Next question.
Hello.
Next. Yeah, go ahead, Vamsi.
Yeah, Praful sir. Actually, you said like you started with certain amount. Can we know? And it took for you. It's around 3 years, it seems. So how was you compounded your returns and what was your base capital exactly? And what I mean, I think you said like 80 lakh currently. But what was your base capital and how you compounded that and why? I mean, year on year profits, all these. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I started small and I kept infusing the capital. Okay, most of the profits came from the current year. So current year, I'm already sitting at around 60% on my capital, and it is continuously compounded. So that has an added advantage.
Okay, and you're compounding quarterly, or you can like let's say after the 10, you're receiving 10% monthly. Again, you compounding that. Amount also.
No, simple as that. Look at this. Let's say like this today I took like 20 lots, okay, and I made 1 lakh. So with that 1 lakh, tomorrow I'll be able to short one more extra lot.
But you are taking the same risk.
There is the continuous compounding. See, if I take the same risk, the risk is as a percentage of my capital, right? If I take 1%, 60 lakhs, I'll be risking 60,000. If I take 1% of 62 lakhs, I'll be taking 62,000. So the risk is also in percentage terms. Everything is in percentage terms.
Done. And one more thing, as you said, you are a discretionary trader, and as well as apart from that, you also said that system trading will give a peace of mind, somewhat. Sorry, for somewhat peace of mind. No more. I mean, less stress, we can say. So you explained, I think, in a video like 40% SL with the 40% SL, and you showed some backtest result also. So why you're not trading in that way? Why you are in adjustments? Like say many, I mean, there we can see huge spikes in these times, recent times. So many of people left the adjustment and they came to SL based because in previous there was no many people who are trading in SL based. Now they are coming to SL based because the spikes we can see, as you said, gaps also. But you are not a positional trader, as we can see intraday also. We are experiencing many shapes as well. So how can you manage that adjustments and why you are not doing SL based trader? SL based trades.
I think you asked the question and you answered yourself.
No,
why am I not doing?
Actually, maybe spikes. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. I think we lost Praful.
Acha, okay, fine.
Okay. In the meantime, we'll go on to the next question.
Done.
I'll wait for Praful to rejoin. We'll close in another 10 minutes, guys. It's very painful to get disconnected again and again. It is happening more than usual. Nikhil got disconnected, I think 32 times, and Praful also is getting frequently disconnected. I'm really sorry. We'll have to cut it short. In the meantime, Nikhil, you're back. You want to have like a couple of words till Praful joins?
I one very curious question that I got from this spaces was the max size that a retail could trade with, like on Zerodha, clicking those orders and everything. What do you think the max size one could trade in a heavy volatile market? What do you think would be?
I mean, you are not talking about trading one particular instrument or one particular strike, right?
No,
it will be distributed.
Let's say something like what a Praful trades, neutral, directional. So what is the max?
But he trades like 2 strikes. So you want to talk about 2 strikes, 3 strikes?
Yeah. Just max position a normal retail trader could handle. What do you think would be?
I think up to 3 crore of capital, you can easily, navigate and switch between the strikes and not cause yourself a lot of slippage. But after that, and again, it depends on which day it is and which strike you're sitting at. Let's say, like if you're sitting on a 50 multiple strikes on a Friday, then probably you'll get a very bad slippage. And let's say if you're sitting on an OTM option at around 3 o'clock on a Thursday, the gamma moves will basically kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there are a lot of factors in it. You can't have one direct answer. So, but up to 3 crore, 3.5 crores, I think there should not be any problem, especially if you're trading in Nifty.
Exactly what I've seen. Yeah, that's it. Almost similar. Yeah. Also, I had one more question. As a FNO trader, like we are trading leverage. Basically, we are trading leveraged positions. Okay. What do you think is an end goal for a retail trader? Let's say I trade on 1 CR. For an example, I trade on 1 CR and I don't want to trade for like throughout my life. I want to make money through trading and then switch into different assets like investments, equities, other stuff. So like trading is a business which pours money into different assets that I can go into. Because as a trader, everyone we need to understand that once in a while the probabilities will hit us very badly. So like participate. What do you think is a probable exit point as a retail trader in India? Like what size would be a probable exit point for retail trader in India? I fumbled up a lot of questions, but
I mean, it's a very personal question, right? Like if I ask you what's your dream car, if you say it's Porsche,
not as in the personal question, but as in the size. Like what size do you think that it would not be very suitable, as in the slippages, the cost, the edge, and everything? You want to get out of the market because you think that now it is too big, the edge has gone, and you would not want to be trading.
Nikhil, I missed your question. Can you ask it again, please?
I'm asking,
I missed your question.
Let's say we all understand that trading is a business, okay? And we are playing with probabilities when you're selling options. Okay, sooner, like now or 10 years from now, you'll be hit by a good probability, like good event. Okay, I'm just asking, is there a significant position or number that we can signify that कि जहाँ पे हम trading से switch होके investments में घुस जाए?
So that's the thing, right? Let's say like even if you have like 15-20 crore capital, okay, there are traders who trade on an intraday basis with 20 crore capital. You have to tweak your system in such a way that, as I said, you shift your sell positions on different strikes so that you don't cause yourself slippage, right? Because there will be liquidity practically on every strike. Let's say you diversify across the instruments, you diversify across the strategies, you diversify across your entry and exit times. So if you do that, I think we are like the smallest of the smallest fishes. So there are people who trade with 25-30 crores on an intraday basis. So they are doing all okay. I mean, I don't think liquidity should be an issue as long as you diversify and as long as you have non-correlated strategy. Of course, like you can't, execute like one single strike पे market order दबा नहीं सकता कि 50,000 quantity of Nifty or like 1 lakh quantity of Nifty. Of course, you'll costly page for yourself. But as long as you're diversified across strikes, across instruments, across entry times and exit times, so I don't think up to 30 crore, 40 crore also will matter. What do you think, Anand bhai?
Yeah, I have a philosophical answer to it. And the answer is that, money is one particular thing that it works like magnet. More money attracts more money. On retail level, I know a guy who trades 100 crore plus intraday. He's using algorithm. So obviously it's not, as I asked you very specifically, is it one strike or one instrument? The more money you have, you deploy sophisticated systems and you deploy such diversification. You will switch to monthly, you will switch to next week, and you'll become like a market maker where you will be having kind of delta calculation, and you will be in most of the strikes. So 100 crores you can I have a client. I used to visit his office, and he had a very, very big LED terminal, on which the prices and everything used to come. Primarily, he used to do, arbitrage between spot and future. So if the future goes slightly higher than the spot, so he'll buy the stock in spot and he will sell the future, that kind of thing. And he was trading 1,000 crore in cash only. Okay, in intraday only. So the more money you have, you start getting more tools, and you don't have to go anywhere. People will come to your office and they'll start suggesting you, okay, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? And if you're smart enough, you will start adopting few of those things. So that's how money will attract more money. And if you are willing to bet, just like you are betting earlier, 0.5% or 1% of your capital.
Okay, I think we lost Anand by now. Yes, you are.
So as you get more money and you get into that sophistication as any business grows, so basically you start deploying new nuances of the business, and your capital grows, and it's just goes on autopilot. Having said that, people who come into trading profession like you, I did a spaces with you, so I know your background. People like me or people like Praful, we come. I mean, we come to trading to generate faster returns. And what I have seen in last 15 years of my trading and looking at various colleagues and friends, that as they grow older, that's point number one, and as they have more and more capital for whatever reason, maybe they have multiplied their capital, or they have arranged more capital, they become risk averse. That's a psychological level human understanding. Like most of the guys, if you talk about a normal distribution, most of us will fall into that. I mean, if we start with 1 crore and if we reach to 10 crore, I mean, we'll start becoming satisfied with 15% return or 20% return. Kiya, chalo, saal ka 2 crore to aa hi raha hai na. We try to somewhere compare and judge it with our annual expenses and the money which is big for us. Very rarely someone like Harshad Mehta comes who starts with 5 rupees and goes on to 5,000 crore, then 10,000 crore, then 15,000 crore, and he just keeps on multiplying without looking back. So for most of us, the answer would be probably beyond 20, 25 crore, 30 crore. We'll slow down in a big way. And one way, the entire janta that I see, people who are ahead of me in terms of age and net worth also I see, is they start getting into long-term investment. They start getting into real estates. I know guys who started like 20 years back in purely into stock trading, and now they have bought a lot of real estate. The rental income is coming. I mean, some of them have bought spaces in shopping malls and so on. So most of the people, again I'm talking about like average majority, they diversify into real estate and long-term stocks and Bitcoin and whatnot. And more diversification, the volatility in the equity curve becomes less, and their focus on trading diminishes beyond 10-15 years. So for a just like a tennis player or a badminton player, probably your peak is from the day you start, assuming that you start at 22, 23, your peak is like 15 years. After that, you seriously start questioning what is the purpose of life.
Exactly, midlife crisis.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So Anand bhai will take one last question, final question.
We'll wind up in another 5 minutes, guys. It was a wonderful discussion, and so many disconnections are happening. I'm really sorry. Not my fault. You can like really curse Twitter. Maybe we should start trending it. Puneet, ask a question.
Yeah, hi Anand, hi Praful. So my question is basically, actually I am recently started the trading, and I wanted to go in option selling only. But for that option selling, right? Like currently I'm not having a good amount of capital. It is almost like 1.5 lakh. But so shall we wait for a good amount, or currently I'm doing option buying, and from option buying like I'm able to generate some the profits. But my like long term goal is basically I wanted to go ahead with the selling only, and I wanted to practice that only. So is it something like shall I keep doing option buying till the time I'm not on my required capital, or is it something like I should practice virtually only on selling, and once I get the good amount of capital, then only I should start? This doubt I wanted to clear with you, specialist.
Okay. Puneet, one thing I want to tell is a lot of people go into option buying not by choice but by मजबूरी.
Right.
कि मैं ऑप्शन बाइंग इसलिए करना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि मेरे पास ऑप्शन सेलिंग करने के लिए पैसे नहीं है. So that's the worst way to go to option buying. Like, be an option buyer if you like buying options. If you like it, if that whatever the system that you have developed, whatever the edge you have found, whatever the alpha that you have found, it fits with your psychology, then go for an option buying. Don't go to option buying just because अभी मेरे पास फिलहाल के लिए मेरे पास capital कम है तो मैं option buying करूंगा. Then probably I don't think that's the way to go about it. So your why matters.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
Hello, Anand Bhai and Praful. You made me speaker twice or thrice, and there was a crash with my Twitter, and I just was left, and this was the time that you made me the speaker third time. So a very good evening to all, and my question is from with Praful and Anand Bhai, that I am a trader from last 5 years, and for the first 4 years in my trading journey, I made huge losses. For the last till the last year, I made some profits, and I was able to take back the half of my losses from the market. But still, I am not. I do not feel confident with the markets. I am a cash trader. I use many indicators like RSI, MACD, but do you guys can help me with any combination which I can rely upon and I can be good with trading?
Bro, sorry to disappoint you, but the blunt answer is no. I cannot, make a trading strategy for you. So the thing is, ask yourself the question. Okay, you have found multiple indicators and all that. So have you stuck to your strategy through thick and thin, or have you ditched your strategy? Have you hopped the systems? How many times have you, held your winners, till the designated trailing stop has reached? Or how many times have you cut your losses at the stipulated stop loss level? So if you have not been able to follow your own rules, then sure as hell you won't be able to follow the other systems. So
it is just that I do not feel confident. That's why sometimes my losers, I take
my
losses
question,
more.
sorry to interrupt. Why are you not feeling confident?
Because there is no one to guide
There should
me.
be the reason, right?
I started it on my own, and I saw many YouTube videos, many links. I also gone. I have also gone through many articles. Some say some things, and the others say something. But it is not, you know what I mean to say, that I'm not no one is giving a perfect answer to.
Because there is no
Brother,
perfect answer.
I will give you a perfect answer. I'll give you a perfect answer. How old are you?
I'm currently 31.
31.
And just because I'm not getting that confidence, I want to be a full-time trader. I work into an MNC, but just because I'm not getting that confidence, I'm not able to take that decision of leaving
Brother, I will
MNC.
tell you. I will tell you what. I did one podcast recently, which was released yesterday. I did it with Praful and Shreyas Bandi. And in that, I have mentioned, if you have gone through it, I am working with Indian company, not an MNC, for last 15 years. And for last 14 years, I want to get away from this job. I want to just come out of this prison, which is called, 9-to-5 job. I'm not able to do it. Right. It's not so easy. Life is tough. It fucks you from all sides. Okay. You're 31, get used to it. Okay. For most of the people, trading doesn't work because it's not about where to buy, where to sell. It's a game of psychology. Okay. A lot of people are not built for that. I have also done one spaces, probably I'll do once again, about our gambling instincts and how it affects our overall trading decisions. For example, riding the winner. So if you are 31, I mean, I am 41, right? And 14 years I have hated my job and I wanted to quit. I could not because I have a family to support. So what I'm trying to tell you is life throws you shit. Evaluate your options. Trading is not the end of life. An average trader doesn't make even as much money as an anda bhurji seller on the corner in your city. Okay. It's not a glamorous profession. As Praful Bhai says, it, throws your cortisol off the chart. It reduces your testosterone. It reduces your sex drive. Right. For most of us. That's the fact. So if you are not able to do it after trying like really, really hard, ask yourself, like this weekend is over, this 48 hours, how many hours you devoted in making yourself better? I'll tell you about myself. People are here witness to it. 6 hours I have non-stop spoken because I want to give better food on the dining table for my family. 6 hours yesterday, 6 hours today. Right. Have you spent 12 hours devising better system, analyzing your trade logs? For most of us, the answer would be no. Life is going to be tough. It'll fuck you from all sides. I'm telling you again. And nobody is going to beat me or you. Nobody is going to wipe our tears. So next 6 months or 3 months, just evaluate your options. Try to be a better trader. Everything is usual. Those same shitty YouTube videos, same books that everybody reads. If it works for you, good enough. Or find something new. That's my answer to you.
Sure. Thank you, Anand. I'll try that.
I hope you don't mind. I'm giving you a blunt answer.
No. Yes,
because
yes,
trading is a brutal profession. I'm telling you.
I actually like blunt answers. I do not like buttering.
So you got one.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Next question.
Hi, Praful sir.
Go on.
Okay. So, Praful sir, first of all, I want to thank you and Shreyas and Conservative Trader for arranging this and sharing the knowledge with the community. So, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि मैं अब से कुछ टाइम पहले ना स्ट्रैडल्स को प्ले करता था, ठीक है, बट कहीं ना कहीं जब बिक्स हमारा जो है 8 to 9 वाली रेंज में चला गया था, दैट टाइम इट वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट कि उनको मैनेज करना स्ट्रैडल्स को, कि एक 30-40 पॉइंट्स का मूव जो है वो कहीं ना कहीं दिक्कत कर देता था, ठीक है. उसके बाद मैंने स्ट्रैंगल्स को प्ले करना स्टार्ट किया एंड आई फील कंफर्टेबल कि मैं स्ट्रैंगल्स को जो है अच्छे से मैनेज कर लेता हूँ. मतलब बेस्ड अपॉन प्रफुल्स एंड शेयर्स, जिस तरीके से उन्होंने अपनी स्ट्रेटजीज शेयर करी हैं और जिस तरीके से वो
Bro, we lost you.
Okay, next question quickly, please. I don't want questions to be unanswered, but I want to wind up quickly because everybody is getting disconnected so many times. I don't know why. So what is the next question? Pratik, you have any more question, brother? If you need any help, please feel free to DM me. I gave you a harsh answer, so I owe it to you that I'll personally help you. Pratik, you're listening.
Sure, Anand bhai. Sure,
I'll try to help you wherever I can.
sure, Anand bhai. It will be my pleasure, and so generous of you.
Okay, next question, please.
सर नमस्कार, मैं केपी बात कर रहा हूँ। कंजर्वेटिव ट्रेडर सर का स्पेस लगभग हर रोज ही सुनता हूँ, बहुत अच्छा लगता है। सर एक क्वेश्चन था, बहुत दिन से 1 साल से लगभग मैं ऑप्शन बाइंग ट्राई कर रहा हूँ, बीच बीच में प्रॉफिट में आता हूँ, 3 टाइम्स 4 टाइम्स कैपिटल हो जाता है, लेकिन फिर से पूरा निकल जाता है। सर इसको लिए करना चाहिए सर।
I couldn't understand your question properly. ऑप्शन
सर
बाइंग करते हैं, तो ऑप्शन बाइंग करते हैं और उसमें पैसा बनता है और फिर पैसा
जी
निकल
बनता
जाता है, राइट? दैट इज
जी
द
जी
क्वेश्चन।
जी, या दैट इज द क्वेश्चन सर।
सुनिए मेरी बात, आपको सबसे बड़ी चीज दुनिया में जो है ना, हम कोशिश करते हैं कि हम इस दुनिया को समझ लें, लेकिन हमें ये समझना बहुत जरूरी है कि हम क्या हैं, हु आर वी। लाइक 2 तरह की ट्रेडिंग होती है, एक तो मीन रिवर्जन और दूसरी ट्रेडिंग होती है ट्रेंड फॉलोइंग। मीन रिवर्जन में आपको छोटे छोटे प्रॉफिट मिलते हैं, 1:1 के प्रॉफिट मिलते हैं, लेकिन आपको ज्यादातर दिन आप प्रॉफिट खा के आप जाओगे घर। जो ट्रेंड फॉलोइंग होती है उसमें आपको छोटे छोटे लॉसेस होते हैं और कभी भी आपको एक बहुत बड़ा सा प्रॉफिट हो सकता है। अगर आप ऑप्शन बायर हैं तो इनहेरेंटली आप मोमेंटम में या ट्रेंड में बिलीव कर रहे हैं कि आपके डायरेक्शन में मोमेंटम और ट्रेंड बना रहेगा और आप बहुत से लोगों में ये कैपेबिलिटी नहीं होती है कि जब छोटे छोटे लॉस ले सके, ये उनके लिए बहुत मुश्किल होता है। और ये शुरू में आपको अगर आप जर्नल लिखोगे तो आप आइडेंटिफाई कर पाओगे कि ये आपसे बन पा रहा है कि नहीं, कि रोज लॉस हो रहा है। आई मीन मैं ऑप्शन बाइंग करता हूँ, उसमें 40% का सक्सेस रेशियो है और उसमें 10 से 12 दिन लगातार लॉस होता है, राइट? लेकिन दूसरा इसका पहलू ये है कि जब आपको प्रॉफिट होगा तो बड़ा प्रॉफिट होगा, वो आपको बैक टेस्ट में भी दिखेगा, लेकिन बहुत से लोग उसको होल्ड नहीं कर पाते हैं। इमेजिन करिए आपको 10-11 दिन लगातार लॉस हुआ, 12वें दिन अचानक जब प्रॉफिट होना शुरू हुआ, जरा सा प्रॉफिट हुआ, थोड़ा और ज्यादा हुआ, तो आपको लग रहा है वो 12 दिन जो लॉस हुआ वो याद आने लगता है ये दिन भी कहीं 13वां दिन ना बन जाए, कहीं मार्केट उल्टा ना हो जाए, कहीं नैया मेरी डूब ना जाए, और आप जरा सा प्रॉफिट होता है बुक कर जाते हैं। इसको कहते हैं नॉट बीइंग एबल टू राइड योर विनर्स। इस पर्सनली कि मैंने बोला ना कि ये गाना था ना, बुल्ला की शाना मैं कौन, हम कौन है ये पहचानना बहुत जरूरी है। तो हु आर वी, लाइक आप ट्रेंड फॉलोअर हो भी कि नहीं वो आप देखो, और उसके हिसाब से वंस यू हैव फिगर्ड आउट योर पर्सनालिटी, देन यू डिसाइड वेदर यू वांट टू बी ऑप्शन सेलर और यू वांट टू बी ऑप्शन बायर। डोंट बी डिक्टेटेड बाय हाउ मच कैपिटल यू हैव।
थैंक यू सर।
Have I answered your question? Praful bhai, you want to add something?
जी thank you sir.
nahi Anand bhai, I think you have covered everything.
Okay, next question. जल्दी जल्दी पूछिए अगला सवाल। So many people have taken speaking rights. Please ask question, guys. हाँ बोलिए।
Yeah, Praful, my question is, I'm 23-year-old. I'm basically trying to get fit, and I'm skinny fat, and I have shoulder issue, basically a tear in my shoulder. So I want to know, do you think there is any alternative to heavy lifting that you mentioned? I can't do heavy lifting. That is what I mean to say. So what should be, what can be an alternative approach for me?
The alternative approach is sprinting, which will improve your hormone levels. You have to sprint. Do a lot of lower body exercises, the squats and deadlifts. I think since you have tear in your shoulders, I think you'd not be able to do only the pressing movements, right? Apart from that, rest all the exercises I think you'd be able to do it comfortably.
Yeah, push-ups, pull-ups are not happening for me, and like yeah,
no issues. Squats and deadlifts and sprints, that would take care of your entire thing.
Although me giving any fitness advice in front of Praful bhai would be like सूरज को दिया जलाना।
अरे आनंद भाई कुछ भी।
लेकिन मैं बताता हूँ, I had a similar problem where I was not able to do heavy deadlift. Okay, one because of in the gym proper squat rack was not there. Okay, and I don't like that. What do you call Smith machine? Okay, so what I did for good 4 months, and you can try doing that. And Praful bhai, feel free to correct me because I'm like a total novice. I did free body squats. Okay, I started with 5 squats, 10 sets. Then I increased to next, like alternate day I used to do. Like then I did 6 squats, 10 sets, then 7 squats, 10 sets, and then I progressed it to finally 25 squats, 10 sets, 250 squats. You will not believe the kind of burn I used to. Let Praful bhai come back. You will not believe the kind of burn I used to get in my legs, and the kind of growth I had in my legs and overall. So although I firmly believe in that science that higher the weight and 5 to 6 reps, the best for hormone generation and best. But in your special case, as you have to go slow, so maybe you can't do push up, you can't do pull up, but even if you're doing upper body, lighter weight, more reps, especially in your case. I'm not saying as a general case it helps better than, because it's a lot of time consuming and recovery also takes a lot of time. So you might try that. Praful bhai, is it right or wrong?
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
if it is wrong, I'll be
absolutely. I
happy to be
mean,
corrected.
absolutely. I mean, if you're not able to lift heavy, the only way is to start at zero. Start with your own body weight and go with the progressive overload. Keep like overloading yourself. Just add like 1 kg, half kg, 2 kgs, something like that. And by no time you'll be lifting some serious amount of weight.
And second thing which I probably identify more as a loser than Praful bhai in weightlifting game is that, you know, I used to get injured very fast, and there were 2 reasons to it. Maybe you can identify, or you can, you know, that one was I was not taking adequate rest. Sleep is very important. I was not getting 8 hours of sleep, and I was like, rest probably, now I realize that 41 rest is very, very important, and everybody's rest cycle is very different. That is one. Second, I used to do a lot of ego lifting, especially in the gym, you know, show off करने के लिए, जैसे अभी MTM दिखाते हैं. So that leads to a lot of frequent injuries, and shoulder injuries are like pretty reoccurring. You think it will go away, it goes away, and then it will come back. So jitna bhi you can lift, go like 70% of that till you are like recovered for a year or so, right, Praful bhai?
Exactly. I mean, shoulder is one of the complex joints. तो काफी ज्यादा इंजर हो सकता है, and it, as you said, it reoccurs. तो जो शोल्डर इंजुरीज रहता है, वो जो लिगामेंट टेयर्स जो होता है, तो दे कॉन्स्टेंटली रीअकर. इफ यू, द फर्स्ट थिंग इज लाइक यू हैव टू वार्म अप. तो वार्म अप एंड स्ट्रेचिंग जो चीज है, दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. डोंट गो लिफ्टिंग लाइक हेवी वेट्स विदाउट प्रॉपर वार्म अप, बिकॉज इवन आई हैव डन दैट इन माय इनिशियल ईयर्स. बिना वार्म अप के मतलब मैं हेवी वेट्स उठा लेता था, एंड दैट यूज्ड टू हर्ट अ लॉट. एंड इफ यू आर इंजर्ड, बेसिकली यू आर सैक्रिफाइसिंग योर लॉन्जिविटी. वहां पे कंसिस्टेंसी कट हो जाता है, तो रिदम ब्रेक हो जाता है, देन प्रोबेबली यू विल जस्ट क्विट द जिम फॉरएवर.
You have any follow-up question? Okay, moving on to the next question.
Hello.
Yeah.
So I'm audible to you?
Yes.
Okay, actually, I just want, I mean, my question is how to get a large capital for the trading.
How to get large capital from trading?
For trading.
Praful, you want to answer that?
I don't know. Money heist देखना है क्या?
नहीं, let's take this question seriously.
Okay, sorry. Ma'am, I didn't get your question. Like, can you repeat your question, please?
My question is how to get a large capital for trading.
You mean how to arrange the capital?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
How to arrange the capital? Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to address it. As I have talked in my podcast with Praful and Shreyas Bandi, that very early in life, I made a resolve that I will never trade with borrowed capital, and I have never done that. Okay, there are a lot of pitfalls of doing that. Having said that, a lot of people are trading with borrowed capital. One way of doing that is a simple way of doing that is, and I'm not getting into morality or legality of it, but as you asked, so I'm taking the question on face value, and I'm telling you what is all happening in the market. You, with a smaller capital, you try to create a track record of 2 to 3 years, and you somehow get that track record audited and published. Let's say on Twitter you start publishing, or the way Praful Bhai is publishing on YouTube on a daily basis. It's a lot of hard work. Once you have done that, I mean, you will not believe the kind of DMs I get for people to manage their money. I don't do that, but every day I get 1 or 2 DM, mera paisa manage kar do. So once you have a proven track record, and once the second condition is, once you have published it on some public domain, there'll be very, very high number of individuals who would be willing to give you money, large capital to manage. But proving your track record is very important. Second is putting it on a public domain in some way is very important. But I don't recommend, trading on borrowed capital. For like 9 out of 10 times I have seen in life, it ends horribly wrong. I think she got disconnected.
गुड इवनिंग आनंद सर, हाउ आर यू?
कैसे हैं? बहुत दिन के बाद दिखे आप.
हाँ जी सर, आई थॉट यू वुड नॉट रिमेम्बर मी.
मैं नहीं, ऐसे होता है, you are insulting my memory.
So actually my question is like it's a part of a trader that many times you blow your account. So my question is like few days ago I blow my account, and if it has been a part of your journey or Praful sir's journey, then what is the next step as a trader you need to take? I blow my account because I have oversized. I have taken a very large position according to my capital, and very small changes in that got my capital blown off. So what is the next step I should take as a trader? And the big learning that I have learned is to maintain my position sizing. Now, according to you, what's the next step you would have taken at this point of time?
Praful, you there? Okay, we'll wait for Praful to rejoin. In the meantime, we'll take the next question.
Hello.
Yeah.
Anand bhai, it's always fun to join your spaces because you bring a lot of humor in the conversation. You're so generous to answer people, and you also share a lot of your experiences and certain trading ideas, like what had happened in your past trading, etc. So it's always a new learning experience for everybody out there. So that is one. And second, I would like to know a thing from you. How do you do position sizing? Like there are many ways of doing it. So I understand that you're a trend follower. So what is your way of doing position sizing? As there could be many ways. It would be nice if you could share that.
In simple terms, if I tell you, for position sizing, you have to risk a certain percentage of your capital on each trade. Let's say you decide to risk 1% of capital, of your total trading capital. Let's say your trading capital is 3 lakh rupees. So 1% is 3,000 rupees that you are willing to lose on a particular trade. Now, whatever is your entry price, you will have a predetermined stop loss, I assume, if you are a serious trader. So let's say your entry price is 100 rupees and your stop loss is at 90 rupees. So the difference between entry price and the stop loss is 100 minus 90, which is 10 rupees. So 1% of capital, which was 3,000 rupees, divided by this difference, which is 10 rupees. So your quantity becomes 3,000 divided by 10, which is 300. So you will trade 300 quantity. And when the loss happens, when the stop loss is hit, so 300 into entry price minus stop loss, which is 100 minus 90, that will be 3,000 rupees will be a stop loss. I normally encourage people not to risk more than 0.5% on a given trade and not to lose more than 2% on a given day. If you're losing more than 2% on a given day, just press the kill switch exit all trades, drink warm milk, and sleep for the night.
Anand bhai, can I weigh in here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Think about this way, okay? Like whatever position size you have, whatever the number of lots or number of shares, whatever you want to do. Okay, imagine that you enter that position. Okay? Now assume that the position goes horribly against you. Okay. Ask yourself what is the worst thing that could happen to me. If you are taking a positional trade, कल gap down खुल सकता है, कल circuit पे खुल सकता है, right? So if that happens, what is the MTM loss that I'll be looking at on my screen? Imagine that number. Vividly imagine that number. So by looking at that red MTM, how is your stomach feeling? If you're okay, go ahead with the position size. If you feel that holy fuck, I can't take that number, cut your size. Cut to a certain extent. When you say that, okay, this number I'll live with. Till that point you can, that is the position size you can take. In simple terms, you can take whatever, like as Anand bhai said, you can have a percentage amount of, your capital risk, whatever. Like there are different ways to size your position. But for me, to explain in the simplest of the terms, okay, imagine the worst case scenario, imagine the worst possibility that could happen against you. And if you're able to look at that MTM and still feel okay, that's your position size.
Correct. And is there also certain softwares and applications which help you cut short your position quickly? Like there are there are certain features in softwares where you can explore, entry price, exit price, and stop loss. But apart from that, are you guys aware of any, software assistance wherein you can set certain dollar stop loss in Indian market terms, certain amount stop loss in terms of amount or stop loss in terms of percentage? As I have diversified position in stock futures, index options, commodity futures, so it becomes little difficult to manually track it and put stop loss, cut the position, etc. So are you guys aware of any software assistance in this regards?
No idea, brother. I'm not exactly getting what you're asking specifically.
I was saying that is there a software which you guys are aware of wherein you can, for example, I want to put 2% stop loss on my position in percentage terms. Suppose I'm buying at 100, so I want to put stop loss of 98, and that is a default setting which I want to put as 2% stop loss on my every position, stock futures or any future position.
Okay. How many trades do you take per day?
So I take many trades, like I do in index futures, stock futures,
No, just give me a number. Just give me a number.
More than 50.
50.
Yes.
What's your capital?
More than 1 CR.
Okay, let's say like you buy an option. Okay, you have a stipulated percentage of stop loss. Correct. See, the thing is, since you are taking 50 different positions, I'm sure ki all the positions are not the same, right? Some are like non-directional, some are trend following, some are cash positions, some are future positions. So everything comes with their own stop loss. So for example, if you buy a stock at 100, yes, it makes sense to keep a stop loss at 98. But let's say if you buy an option at 100 rupees, Nifty weekly option at 100 rupees, you can't possibly think of keeping the stop loss at 98, right? So you can't have that, one stop solution for all your positions.
Correct.
So yeah, there you go.
No, for options, that's a different ball game altogether. But I'm talking about futures.
See, even with futures, it's a 5x leveraged instrument. If you're basically, let's say, if you're giving a 2% stop loss on the future value, basically you're risking 10% of your capital.
Correct.
Even with future, you can't keep 2% stop loss unless you're trading a positional trend following system.
Positional trend. Perfect. So that's a positional bet. So okay. So in positional, there's overnight risk as well. But I was just putting a certain example in terms of percentage as 2%. For example, I'm trading in intraday, so I want to put my stop loss as 0.5% or 1%. Hello.
Hello, Praful sir. Thank you so much for this space. Sir, my question is to you. Sir, I'm doing this straddle. Every day, I'm always tempted by seeing the premium at this straddle. And I have just started trading. And when I take means straddle these days means you, as you suggested in your YouTube video, to keep 50% stop loss on the both call and put leg. So I'm keeping that, but it is getting hit means every day due to the high wicks. So sir, what is the best scenario where straddle will work? Means, could you please tell?
See, all the straddle systems, okay, especially if you keep a stop loss on one leg and trail the other leg, basically they do have high drawdowns. For example, in the months of September, November, and probably January, so all those straddle systems they went haywire. So drawdown is a part of the system, and straddle is a high risk, high reward game. Okay? Just because there is volatility doesn't mean that the market will take your stop loss, both the stop losses, every single day. There will be days where the market will trend and the other leg will decay to zero. It's just that like you should stop hopping from system to system and stick to the strategy.
Correct, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Because every day it is getting hit on the both legs, so I am losing the conviction on the system. But thank you so much, sir. I will follow the same strategy.
Okay. Shall we call it a day now? We have taken all the questions. Thank you so much, Praful, and for answering so many questions patiently. And his YouTube channel is very popular. Like, what is the channel name, Praful, if you can tell us? And he updates his trade log, live trades, weekly PNL, everything. There is so much to learn on that I visit it every single day. And if anybody is starting to do option trading, that is one of the best go-to places. So much of discipline is required to update it daily. So thank you so much, Praful, for taking your time out for like full 3 hours. And you have emphasized so much on good night's sleep. So I hope we are not intruding into your sleep. So thank you once again for your time.
Thanks a lot, Anand bhai. And it's a great work that you're doing. I mean, you're doing spaces on a daily basis, which takes again the next level discipline. So I think the retail traders would be, they'd owe you big time. So we all owe you big time. And yes, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for having me.
Okay, bye-bye. Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys. Good night.